오전에 해야 할 일로는 뒤틀림 진행 척도 확인.
Okairi Waki Yakitachi, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. How you guys doing this fine day? Hello, you guys. Hello, hello, hello. We're ending off the week with some Limbus Company, the newest story, Nocturnal Sweeping, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to jump in and see what's in store for us because, as you know, Limbus Company is one of those games that is my personal favorite and one that I can't stop playing. So thank you for summoning Broly, the man. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. He took a little bit to go away though. All right, so I am so excited to jump in and do the Limbus Company story. So couple of things. This morning I spent some time adding some new redeems specifically for Limbus to make sure that I had a couple going for this stream. And I'm so excited to jump in now. I'm so excited for the Honglu Canto. Gamba. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I will not be gambling on anything today. What else do I need to say? Oh yes, same announcement that I've kind of been saying is I did my forums and it turns out I'm actually okay to use Stream Elements. So I'm opening up, and this is not to say, hey, go use Stream Elements. Along with Throne, Stream Elements is now a viable option to be able to send things for gacha games. Just let me know kind of what you are, what you're wanting me to use it for, and I shall use it for that. Just in case you have difficulties using Throne or there's not the exact amount, and Stream Elements doesn't take as big of a cut, I believe, or isn't as costly. So, you know, it's another viable option. There you go. Okay, so that would be everything that I have in terms of announcements. So let's jump in and enjoy Limbus Company. Someone had let me know I can finish this in one sitting, so I'm quite excited to do that. Let me just make sure all my volumes are set up. Okay, perfect. But yeah, so I've got a couple of Limbus Company redeems. Don't be afraid to use those. Need to claim all my free Loonies. Let's see what else I'm looking at in terms of Ryoshu IDs for bonus points. Thank you. Let me make sure I don't have any new friends requests. Nope. Just as friendless as ever. Okay, so in terms of how many polls I have so far, still looking at around 178. Yeah, 178 tickets. 57,000 Loonies. I have been doing parallel superposition mode. Hello Oscar. It's been going pretty okay. It's not. Oh, and I've been getting achievements like crazy, by the way, y'all. Look at that. Look at how good I'm doing. But so far it's going pretty alright. Wait. Will these achievements go away with the Mirror Dungeon 5 going away? Oh. Maybe I should start claiming them now. Anyways. What? Why didn't Faust work? Thank you for the Hayami. Faust? My Faust isn't working. Oh, she did appear! Thank you for the licky as well. I just realized how she appeared. I heard a voice line. And then I thought that was Faust in-game, and I was like, Faust didn't work! So Faust did appear, we're good. Okay, so I have been doing superposition mode. It's a little difficult. Burn team got destroyed. Bleed team was able to easily clear. Charge team got destroyed, so that's always nice. All right. So let's see. Still can't dispense Heisho Shu, but I've decided. I just like how there's a peaceful Cindy voice line, and then we hear Ishmael screaming for her life. So guys, I was considering using this season 3 assured identity extraction ticket, but I think I'm going to hoard it and see how many I can save, because I'm getting to the point in the game where I can just dispense all the IDs I want with all these boxes. So yeah, I'm gonna start hoarding. Oh, poor Dunny. Okay, Ishmael needs like a lot, so let me start with, I'm gonna dispense some IDs for y'all. It's finally time with the advent of Canto 8 coming. With the advent of Canto 8 coming, I need to start using my boxes, so let's start using them. Ishmael, kanchikai. I'm just gotcha brained. No, I'm hoarding. I'm trying to make my account look perfect. Like, look at oh. My game froze. Oh, there we go. Have fun with those. A lot of things have a cooldown. Don't forget that, y'all. So if you're trying, you did put a lot on your redeems. Yeah, and I still have like 10 more to add. I've been a busy bee. There's not going to be any videos because I've been just doing redeem after redeem after redeem after redeem and setting up a bunch of other stuff. So there's no new videos. By the way, y'all, so I have decided to just hoard these selectable tickets here too, because they never expire, and you won't be able to what's it called, get them again. So I'm hoarding those. It's been 10 minutes. Yeah, well, maybe it's not happy with getting spammed on. Thank you for the sub. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff to dispense from season 5, you guys. This is not good. I don't think I have enough boxes to get everything. Fridge. No Glorio. I couldn't find a voice line that was just I am Glorio. So no Glorio. Gregor, Mr. Krebs. Let's see. I still need like 50 more boxes. Yes! Thank you for the hydrate. I've got to make sure I have enough to dispense Mao Branch the moment it comes out. You know, I've wanted to do this. I'm gonna do... Wait, how much do I have for Ryoshu? Oh wait, that's probably not the best idea. Sorry, y'all. I know we'll jump in right after I'm finished dispensing, because I want to see... I want to try and grab all the stuff that I need to set me up for Canto 8. Maoshu and Mautis are busted rupture. Good. I've been needing some rupture IDs to round out my team. I swear, I've been missing 2. I've been literally missing 2 rupture IDs. So this is perfect for me. I do, let's see. So in terms of burn, I literally have, I think I can finally set up my burn team with Fire Fist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I need 1 more burner. Literally 1 more burner and Fire Fist is set. So he still needs a little bit of time and effort and talent. Those are meaningless. But I set up him. And I'll probably uptie him later. And then read that on my own time. Excuse me. What's your best Gregor ID? Oh, probably Priest. Priest of Lamunchi's Land or Pirate Twin Hook Pirates. He's probably those two are my those two are my best probably. Rupture. Who else did I pick up, y'all? I picked up Bleed. My Bleed team is now like super powered because I have Kurokumos. Kurokumos and Blood Fiends are like the most broken squad right now. Oh my god, they're so strong. It is horrifying how powerful Kurokumo and... Okay, if there is ever an outfit I want to be dressed up in, this is the one that I want to be dressed up in from Limbus Company. Keep that in mind. If there's ever an outfit, this is the one. Same pose and everything. I want that energy. I want to feel that energy of coolness. Oh god, I'm not going to be able to dispense the egos. We have, ever since the Intervallo reruns, there's too many egos for me to dispense, so I might be in some slight bit of trouble, y'all. However, I will pick up the new Sinclair. Okay, so I have almost enough for Sinclair, so it's not that bad for me. Sinclair. Same weapon too, or a different one? Let's just recreate that in Ruina, then send it. Same weapon too, or a different one? Same weapon. Like, dude, that energy is perfection right there. The energy of Sayomail. Oh, it's just perfect. That's what I want. Stare, hair, everything. Honestly, it might be more fitting for me to have like a Sakura katana. Alright guys, let's finally get started with Nocturnal Sweeping. Someone had let me know I can finish this in 3 hours, so let's have a good time. Alright, time for a great story. Happy New Year! Even hair color? Oh no, it has to be the same hairstyle. I think that in terms of my hairstyle, it needs to be hair color, hairstyle still the same, but instead of a bow, like stick in those sticks too. That's gonna be perfect. They nerfed it? They nerfed her? There ain't no way. Okay. Oh, Dante, any idea where the leftover cake from yesterday went? No idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat. Darn. Didn't Donqui already get her paws on him? Radia rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something. Oh, hold on one second, y'all. Apologies, I'm readjusting my microphone. Someone had let me know that during my Girls Frontline 2 stream, that when I do a softer voice, it doesn't get picked up as well. So I had to adjust my microphone a bit more so you guys can hear me a bit better, especially because of Faust's voice line. So I moved it up. Okay. Radia rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the back door. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after the various incidents at LCE. The sinners all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebration for the New Year's seemed to be a thread that connected all of our cultures together. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party and... Excellent! Then permit me the honor of hosting this banquet! With her usual overdramatic boast, coupled with the familiar twinkle in her eyes, Don Quixote declared that there would be, indeed, a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Again, after all the heck we went through with the back door and whatnot for out-of-season Christmas celebration? Yes, yet I must insist, for 'twas but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Oh, don't worry about me. Really. Well, 'tis true that mine actions have brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally I might add. Thus I ask thee, wouldst thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self even taking a moment to give a dang about how Sinclair might take it. But I guess with memory came tact. You know, it's our first New Year's together. It sure is an occasion for celebration, huh? Gotta hear that bell ding to really mark the transition to a new year, right? Hello, Goose. I did a pre-nerf, so this is post-nerf, right? Really quickly, I'm gonna be taking my time a bit more carefully with this one, primarily because what's it called? That way we don't actually miss some dialogue at the end of the dungeon, like I apparently did for the LCB storyline. So yeah, I'm gonna take my time a bit more carefully. It seems that we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in company of one or another. This is indeed a cause for celebration. And to elaborate, what I mean about that is in the LCB dungeon, apparently the final boss had dialogue if you didn't kill him super fast. So that's always fun. And I missed that. I actually read it during my mirror dungeon run. It was actually kind of nice. They were basically talking about how each of them are or the theoretical idea of, oh my god, I forgot. Basically, but I do remember it being nice. You know what? They were talking about theoretical things. I believe it was about life. Dante and freaking brain man. Hello, Unknown. A bowl of noodles before the last night of the year fades. Classic. Such blubbering enthusiasm for me, warmth my own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one for the books. Fireworks most brilliant, enough delicacies to... Hold on. When's our next stop? Mephi will be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only Dum-Dum stop on a fast road. So, she says. Virgilius muttered with his usual sardonic edge, one fist under his chin. Fly! For next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared ere the promised hour. Don Quixote's ideas of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness, but Rodia brought out the cakes and cookies she'd stashed in her room, so we could at least hold a small celebration for the New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together, watched the New Year's first sunrise, briefly paint the city in gold, and retired to sleep. When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. There was a behemoth of a structure, bizarre in its presence, and its walls seemingly made of gargantuan steel plates. H Corp. The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriately so, as what came into view was different from any of the nests we'd passed by on our journey thus far. Is that a massive structure? Is that massive structure all one building? Ready for sweeping the city? Heck yeah! Hello, local, welcome. If that whole thing's a nest, and where the heck's the back streets? That's big enough to cover H Corp's territory and then some. Well, there he goes again, asking all dumb questions without even taking a peep at the guidebook. That's not the nest. That huge box you see over there, that's District 8. We call it a Hung Yuan, the vast garden here at H Corp. The nest lies within the center of the center structure and the back streets without. So they squeezed the entire population of this district in there? Do they just not get a ray of sunlight all year round? Huh. Well, at least they won't have to worry about the rain. Oh, prithee, avail me sight as well! As the sinners began to gather one by one at the other side of the bus, stirred awake from their late night's rest, I felt my gaze drawn towards Honglu. I look for signs of concern, distress on his face, worry. It wasn't exactly something unique to Honglu. The stories about his past home life we've heard throughout the year, whenever he felt like sharing them, were all consistently and terribly depressing. Oh, it's not a bad place when you actually try living there for a while. Let's be fair, Honglu is gonna have some kind of mental break. Like, he's gonna lose it, guys. He is going to freaking lose it. And I am so here for that. I am so here for distorting Honglu. Excuse me. Okay. But his lips, ever so slightly curled upward into a kindly and relaxed smile, are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Maybe it's just the culture differences. Kind of like how Honglu can be so nonchalant about things that should give most people pause, but actually no. I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job, at this moment, is to keep a close eye on Honglu, more so than usual. And if the time comes for me to help him as the manager, I'll give him my all. Besides... Oh, this thing's even bigger up close. Verily, I carry no recollection of a structure so grand, even in past adventures of mine. If my efforts aren't enough, I know I can trust the sinner just to lend me a hand. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners, who were flattened up against the glass window to get a good view. Mind break tag looks like big Chinese apart building, like at a Chinese film. Dude, the building's huge, not gonna lie. So let's see what you guys... Hello, Stan, welcome. If Kowloon Walled City was built by Dr. Eggman. Oh my god. And it does look very nice too, not gonna lie. Okay, so effective is slash. So let me build my slash team. I do need to take friendo shoes for that bonus boosted amount, so I can get my hands on Heisho Autas soon. The sooner I can get Heisho, the better for me. Bum 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 bum. Part of your sorry. Experience I've never had.
그래, 후회하지 않게 해주지.
Okay, let me make sure I have all my slashers. You'll wanna level 50? Your team? No. I shall not. There we go. Okay, everyone's good?
착수.
Let's go. Once we left the bus... Oh man. Can't believe we had to get off the bus here. But we have to make a formal complaint against H-Corp for this heck. What the heck were they thinking doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of the highway that leads straight into the nest? Many causes there may be to such construction projects. Yet perhaps an early warning sign era approach to the site would have been sensible were it not for young Charon's most valiant drifting. I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities. Twould have been a most awful end to an adventure. It's no surprise that the sinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up to the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Karan quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown about like ragdolls. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads into the city, right? I bet Karan would have tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But looks like we'll be going through all these winding alleyways to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by a dark street upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by faint strands of light. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H-Corp. It looked pretty impressive from the outside, but it's no different from the other backstreet side, eh? Yeah, it's a familiar sight. Gotta say, it's getting real old. I ask thee, is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well? No. These particular sites are limited to the backstreets of District 8. The backstreets of this district weren't very different from the other ones we'd visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something, people scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort, scenes all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from other districts, however. They kind of reminded me of former G-Corp soldiers back at District 4. Well, what do you mean? I mean those fellas. The growths on their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skin as well. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through a biased lens. You're observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh, so this is where the rumors about the bluish healing ointment came from, huh? Apparently they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages? It seems that certain misconceptions must be addressed. There are variations of H-Corp singularity, bolus. The bolus? She is likely referring to medicines brewed and kneaded into bowl-shaped pills. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongyuan Bioengineering Group, mainly manufactured boluses that contain essences of treatment. Boluses may be taken orally, ground with water into a paste, and applied directly on the affected area or dissolved in water, soaked in bandages, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. I guess the rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was thinking about how they do things back at, the K-Corp. The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal or recovery of one's conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It's no rare sight to find unique techniques and technology developed independently from the inhabitants of the backstreets of District 8. Using the manufactured boluses, the treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, their focus is on selecting how the appropriate technique from a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Perhaps one could choose the words transformation or evolution as a more illustrative descriptor for their method of treatment. Great value K-Corp. Boluses differentiate from K-Corp. I mean, so far, the ampules recover anything. Boluses seem like they just can recover if you use them correctly, so I get the great value here. Bargain bin. Bargain bin ampules. So, that's what counts as treated? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing or scratching absent-mindedly at their mutated parts. Ah, they must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Faust, not from Mersault, but from Hong Lu. The regulars? Yes, I've heard about them as a child. People who've grown too accustomed to visiting the clinics in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at first glance, but apparently all the side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It is highly likely that interoperation conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatment methods to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for the life insurance. Speak of life insurance. Yes, life insurance. There's a special insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death. So the irony isn't lost on me, but I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. This is some bull crap. The head out here allowing certain things that makes them money. I see how it is. It is likely that, on a technical level, this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to full resurrection, degradations of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside to this technology is that, unlike the manager's clock winding, the subject cannot be brought back if their life is destroyed. Also, there is a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, huh? So maybe some of their mutations could be more than just the side effect of these treatments? Maybe, but I heard it takes more than 1 or 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the back streets could never even dream of paying consistent insurance renewal rates, so... After all, who would sign up for insurance if using its services could reduce them to such pitiful states? Yeah. They appear pathetic and pitiful to you rich heckles, don't they? Soon, you'll be in the same boat as them, so save some pity for yourself. Identify yourself. The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. You must be the young master of the high and mighty Jia family, eh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. Your friends? Honglu? No, I haven't had much chance to get acquainted with people from the back streets. So no, I've never met them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large, playing gods in a whole different world from us plebs. Huh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take the thing you brought here for submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, there's clearly been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. We're not off to a great start here. Huh. Man. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shansan, third son of the Triax office, challenge Jia Baoyu of the Jia family to a duel. Our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. Wait, what do you mean a duel? Duel? I have heard tales that duels of honorable fixers of the Sink Association Eastern Branch announced their intent to duel by stating their affiliation and name instead of casting their gauntlets, and the pamphlet that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier presented the truth. The Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of a lesser quality. 'Tis a true, genuine, accurate declaration of duel that we behold. Name dropped? We knew his name was Jia Baoyu. And the reason why I learned was because of Jashi Chun. Someone had actually mentioned to me his actual name is Jia Baoyu. So it's a fancy way of saying 1v1 let's go, isn't it? I mean, this guy doesn't look tough. What do you think, Faust? Agreed. This individual does not possess any particular exceptional skill that may pose difficulties for Honglu. I think I'm gonna be okay. I'll be back in a moment, Dante. You sure this is okay? I don't think you're gonna lose to him, but, you know, just in case. No worries. I have some childhood experience with duels myself. I've done about 10 of them, I think. Huh, so the rich boy's dabbled some duels, has he? It's... I think you misunderstand. I meant to say I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but my grandmother sometimes lets me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. What? Hi, Honglu of Limbus Company. No. I, Bao of the Jia family, accept this duel. Honglu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he'd just heard. For a moment, Honglu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression before curiously cocking his head to the side. Sorry. Are we waiting on something? Oh, so I always let the opponent get the first 2 moves in a duel. Please, don't hesitate. Let me, you little. Your cocky pride shall be your downfall. The man who introduced himself as Shansan leaped toward Honglu, then after about a minute... How is this happening? Unlike Shansan, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Honglu was effortlessly gliding between his opponent's strike like he was out on a picnic, as though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Whenever Shansan threw a powerful punch, Honglu redirected it to the side with ease, the fist only grazing his clothes. We were mesmerized by the feathery light movements of his hands and feet that effortlessly glided through the air, until after one blink and you'll miss it moment, we realized that Shansan was already face down, defeated. Oh! Young Honglu, hast thou been concealing thy full strength in our presence? Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I always put my all into every fight. Yet to defeat this foe so soundly, to dance with grace between his strikes, 'twas as though thou wert dueling someone whose skill may only measure against a child's. But most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You read him, already familiar with that fool's moves? Oh yes, one of my boo instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes an expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure that's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, looks like to me he kicked your behind in the stool. Let us through, why don't you? And preferably not do the thing I think you're about to do. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary office anyway, and our employer's not gonna let this failure slide if we leave. Don't sit there. Move your butts and jump them. Pathetic. I can kind of see we're becoming experts at getting jumped. With his bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed towards us. Dude, coward! Coward! You are making a bad example for Don Quixote. You should be ashamed.
잠시만, 볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게.
Wait.
대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
Oh! 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 I did not know we were getting a banger for this fight. Sorry, y'all. I got a jam for a moment. Gosh dang! We are getting a freaking banger for this intervallo. Listen, I think that's a Hayami-san. By the way, so I've actually seen that there's such a thing as the Axe Gang from this movie called Kung Fu Hustle. I wonder if the inspiration for this association is that was a cool animation, is Axe Gang. Also, I have no idea how I thought Hey Xiao Out is and Hey Xiao, what's it called? Hey Xiao, oh wait, no, I get it. They're basically using like freaking Guts great swords over here, or Ichigo's sword. But I'm not gonna lie, the split is what made me think chopsticks.
된다면 사활을 건다.
And
6천.
oh, just hit my
방송
tablet.
공개는
Sorry, y'all.
좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
I have the same thinking like you, Hayam. They're called the Self-Acts Association. That's what I'm thinking. If they're based on that, their outfits are all nice and stuff and all that fun stuff. Don't know if you read this story from the IDs, Heisho or Switch Axe. Kung Fu Hustle Steve and Chow movies are fun. Hello, Ryushi. Welcome.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
I remember that movie. Yeah, Axing was just a group of folks who looked high class with tuxedos, fedoras, and whatnot. Yeah, so they kind of look it, but they have more Chinese formal dress. I think it's called a chi pao. Is what they're wearing, a chi pao. I think that's why. And no, I have not read the Heisho stories. I'll probably be doing that off stream, to be honest, when I uptie them. Because if I'm not wrong remembering, we also have Axe Gang at Ruina? No, I don't believe there was an Axe Gang in Ruina. This really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, is it? Hey, at least we got a nice warm-up. It wasn't all bad. I don't know. This seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Ishmael's right. They weren't your everyday thugs who pick fights with random people for no good reason. They were a general reception? That's why I don't remember them. They didn't matter! Thank you for the hydrate check. Let me drink some water real quick. They were contracted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Hong Lu. And given how open they were about their intent, calling it contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave this contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then maybe this is what Jiao was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs. So this is either like a brother, Hong brother, or wait, Jiao Bao bro, or what's it called? I already forgot his name, but the guy we met in Canto 1. I forgot his name already. Indeed, it seems. Wait, did I miss that Ishmael voice line? So sorry, y'all. Whoever's behind this must have a bone to pick with Honglu. Indeed, it seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas, was this trial not readily overcome? Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Honglu's brought something here in order to participate in family hierarchy evaluation. Then there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're going to try to take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less of someone of your genius. Going for the classic of brown nosing today. Ouches. Oh my god! Rhodia woke up and chose violence. Oh my god! Everyone just let Audas do her thing and vote. Did I notice Ryoshi has a buddy tail? I did not. Since when is it brown-nosing to compliment a job well done? Do you not expect... This inane conversation is most riveting, but I would prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw such difficulties. They've sent you a support team to handle the issue. We heard voices coming from behind us, from where Virgilius pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned to stick with the plan, have you? It really threw me off point when I was told to meet you in some backstreets location away from the agreed rendezvous point. A familiar voice. A voice we can't forget. Saudi! Been a while, everyone. I'm here too. We turned around to follow where the voice was coming from and recognized the two people we'd be hoping to see again. She's alive? I knew Saudi was alive. They literally showed that off in Canto 7. They literally said, like, in one of the cantos or intervallo, she was still alive. So it's not, like, super surprising, but still, I'm very happy to see she's alive. 1,000 for Houtis? Jesus. There is way too much for Houtis. Well, Effie's not alive because we watched him die. We watched Effie die. Like, I'm sorry. He's not coming back. We watched Effie freaking bite Sadastal. Saudi? And hey, Pilot, right? What's wrong? It's like you're looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't you tell me that you shared my news with them the last time? I did. I sure did, ma'am. Oh, yeah, he did. The sinners each recovered from their initial shock of seeing them again. And soon, their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Well, good to see things haven't changed much around here. Saudi, we're so glad to see you again. Tick-tock to you. Good to see your gears turning just fine. Saudi smiled with a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since the last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recall, you were promoted, yeah? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Or the hints of melancholy hanging from her smile and flickering in her eyes. Hey! I'm merely congratulating her on her promotion and offering a recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what your problem is here. But we all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, and it is very profound. After all, what meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood? Uh-oh. So, she had to, brawl it out a little. I see why we couldn't see Saudi until after we visited LCB. We had to understand she got a promotion. Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around her, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened, what's she going to get to the bare minimum? Where's she going to get the bare minimum of the recognition and consolation she deserves? Ah. Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whisper that I let my partner die just so I can snag a promotion. So, in that regard, I appreciate that, Autis. If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp ampules could have revived me if it wasn't. Then, Effie! Did Effie also... Apparently, they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with the prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy. Wait a second. Wait. Wait a second. Hang on. We saw Effie impaled on the stake. No one got to him. Conspiracy theory here? Saudi actually did kill him? But that wouldn't have been possible because she was dying. So no, I guess they came back and stabbed Effie in the head. That's depressing. It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Let's not dwell on depressing stuff. We're here for work, so let's get work done. So let's talk about work, okay, Pilot? A misery cord. Hello, sensor. Brain damage but prosthetic. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's see here. Coincidentally, I happen to make friends with a feller who has ties to the Jia family, so I brought them over. Is that everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least information, Ishmael was the first to catch herself looking up at Sadi. Sadi, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of education of the 5 W's and 1 H principle. Looks like we'll have a lot to discuss when we get back, pilot. Did I do something wrong? Shh, pilot buddy, just stop. You're digging yourself a deeper hole with every word. Also, hello, Adam. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was likely too late. A nigh unnoticeable crease had already formed between Sadi's brows. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp. So we, as preliminary observation unit, were put to the task, and we managed to establish a connection with the individual. Thank you for the posture check. Oh, someone from my family. No, we tried, but your family proved to be rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish this connection. I really didn't hold back on compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employee of the Jia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Then it is likely that he is far removed from the family's politics, less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Yes, and according to Pilot's report, he still regards the Jia family's positivity. How can I not, considering the blessings they have given me? An unfamiliar voice butted in, as though to continue Sadi's explanations. I humbly present myself to the before the fellowship of young Master Bao Yu. Please, call me Qing Tao. He greeted us in a most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an odd motion. Oh. Is this how you people greet each other here? Yep, it's called the Bao Quan gesture, bringing fist and palm together to express respect and peace toward the receiver. Guys named Pilot in a world where airplanes were seemingly uninfected. Shakespearean tragedy. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot, I missed the Don Quixote line. Aha! Knights greet one another for shaking their hands for the self-same purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. I won't lie, I'm so glad to see Saudi again. Saudi and Pilot are going to be a better combo than Saudi and Effie. Ah, indeed. Much did I worry about the qualities of people young master has surrounded himself with, but I see that he is in company of those wise in the ways of the West. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand generosity it is to open ajar the waterways of wisdom to quench my barren lands. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's been getting less and less verbose with bootlicking these days. Not like this guy for sure. That's true. He's kind of like, how should I put this? Bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of a ticking clock. This is something I had already known ahead of time yet. What a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I might find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. Maybe it's just a subtle sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare. Was all the bootlicking she was supposed to be a source of her pride or something? Alda shook her head with clear distaste and strode towards me. We are nothing alike, Executive Manager. Never have I once said such empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I'll leave the guidance of these back streets to him. Looks like this is where... Saudi fell silent, her eyes lingering on Vigilius, who stood somewhat apart from the rest of us. So I finally get to meet the red gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager. Virgilia seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked toward us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Saudi, let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your businesses. I'd rather put this behind me as soon as possible. Oh, please. It's our historic first collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guide bud's actually doing something. That guy? Yes, unfortunately LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us out to get it done. Taking Mephi there. Vroom vroom. Huh. Maybe it's not that unfortunate. Now that I think about it, I feel like every mission with LCB is always an uphill battle to get anything done. Oh, well, you see, back then we were... just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us an explanation, Virgilius. I will leave the details to Miss Faust. I'm quite busy. Very well. Virgilius turned around and left towards Mephistopheles with an oddly disgruntled expression. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time, I'll show y'all. I'll show you that I can carry my own weight. You know, oh boy, the last time we met I really was so darn pathetic. Pilot, competence is shown through actions, not words. Saudi and Pilot gave us a light nod before following Virgilius. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to make this an awkward farewell. Very well. Please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of the guy who was responsible for the quality of our stay. Oh! Ambush. Oh boy. Okay. Hey, show pack. Ow, 'tis so.
착수.
Deep resentment ought to be washed away. For when the far one comes betwixt the burned doors, shall a star fall astray? Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture on an alternative path. And like you said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it deeper into the dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's where what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's become rather popular in the back streets in the recent months. The lyrics are pretty ominous for a popular song. It is a song that spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family... This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. I didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Honglu? He's a Polshkit from a Polsh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the backstreets, so it's no wonder he's never heard anything like it. I have been to the backstreets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. This is precisely because you are the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is to be cherished, prized, and hidden in the deepest depths of one coffers where none shall reach. I'm... like him? I thought it would list all of them. It can't. If it lists all of them, that would flood through chat. I'm sorry, guys. It's just how it is. How it is. Just... She just... To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Jia family, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Young master, is there something on my face? Honglu stopped himself as though a thought flashed in his head and glanced quietly in my direction. Then, it's nothing. Shall we continue walking down this road? Oh boy. Something happened. Indeed, humble as I may be, I am very well versed in the roots of this area. Honglu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we knew from Qingtao. Shouldn't we be suspicious of something? He is a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given pilot's clear explanation, clear inexperience and naivete, we will do well to remain suspicious of this character. Faust and Aldous approached me as Honglu was nodding about and chanting at her amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we came across. With his growing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust the burning question. So, what was that back there with Virgilius? Something about him going off to help them out? Consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh, his actions were a violation of one of the more important items in his contract. He's simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back at the incident in the manor, it feels like such a long time ago. Hello, Slime! Welcome, welcome! Well, that's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what the dragon went away for. Is there a problem, honored guests? Ha ha ha! It's nothing at all. No problemo, right, Shryoshu? Did she just punch Heathcliff? Shush, idiot. Mersault, can you carry Heath for a little bit? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshi's sword, fell forward right on Mersault's welcoming shoulder. Radia? You know, the person I hate the most. The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way? Dante? Yep. I nodded enthusiastically as something seemed to imply that she really wasn't asking me the question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but... Radia and Ryoshu judged correctly this time. Classified company information must be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time when he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hands. This guy just doesn't learn, does he? You've successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. I did good, didn't I? I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. If it's no problemo, as you said, then that is well indeed. Yet, that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around, realizing there were a group of people wielding various weapons in their hands. Well, happened to finding us a safer path. It is likely that my guidance had given us a much safer path away from obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears the more observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Dang it. Then what are you even here for? Isn't it your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're going to have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate our current location. Exactly. Where are you slinking off to, Mr. Qingtao? I must regrettably and humbly say that my talents in war are terribly lacking, so I intend to become scarce from the moment, yet I have the utmost faith in the strengths of our young master and the honored guests in the overcoming their adversity. So, Qingtao was already standing so far away from the front lines that he was practically hiding behind me. Thus, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No. But a consultation with Gesellschaft seems unnecessary if we are determined whether negotiating with them is a problem. They're coming. Mersault, wake Heathcliff up and set him down. It will be done. I feel like he just punched Heathcliff in the jaw. Limbus Company. Hello, Mythic. Welcome. This is Limbus Company. Thank you for the hydrate check. Oh, goodness. Hey, X-Mag. Hello, Hydra. Yes, I know, right? Every time Limbus Company content comes out, I'm already on it. You hadn't checked in yet, shameful behavior.
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
그렇지 않은 것. 효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로
What did I miss? Not that much. There should be one for Dante that just does clock noises. Potentially. Potentially. We'll see. We'll see. I know, right? The BGM for this Intervallo is freaking fire. So good. But I'm trying to stick to 3 gacha redeems per gacha game at most, so that's why I didn't do anything. Oh yeah, Ryoshu does have a bunny tail. Did you guys play it yet? I'm still looking forward to Hayami meeting box. It will be great. I swear to God, if I meet Kathy, I will be very unhappy, because that is what that says to me. That I'll be meeting Kathy again. Dude, you know what I'll be really happy with? I will be very happy if I get the opportunity to meet Lowland. Did I pull on the new Ryoshu? No, I'm gonna dispense her. And the reason why I'm going to dispense her is because I'm still saving for Arknights. I'm currently up to nearly 400. 400 what's it called? I'm currently up to 400 something. Hello, Brain! This is the great time for you to develop words today. Brain! Hayami is speaking to you and needs some assistance. Hello? Anyone up there? Tap, tap, tap. No? Okay. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Forget it. We're just gonna move on. But yes, I'm quite excited to see where we are. Apparently this is a pretty important intervallo. So, did I do my plug yet? I did not. Because of how I am liking this intervallo so far, I am quite excited. You're lucky the fights were nerfed just now. Really? Okay, quick plug. Guys, thanks for watching the content. If you guys enjoy it, please consider giving it a like and a subscribe, as it helps the channel out so much. And we have a Discord in the description where we talk about a bunch of random different stuff, so please consider joining. Thank you, guys. Hostiles in the immediate vicinity have been eliminated. Our collaborator, who'd been hiding far from the battle, quickly ran up to our side as soon as the fight ended. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our honored guests and martial skills were all exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest even among the incandescent. This humble servant could not hold back the tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself. What an unexpected surprise. But don't the children in the Jia family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? It was simply my assumption that the young master had ceased his trainings once he departed the family. Anyways, how did you think they tracked us down anyway? About it. It appears that we weren't exactly tracked down. Perhaps it may be that the ilk who lurk in these parts of the back streets recognize the young master's venerable countenance. I don't think my face is that well known. The family hierarch evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in Hangyuan must know the face of the young master, who is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. Family hierarch, huh? Wait, didn't Jashi Chun say something about the heirs back then? Well, they are all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. Young master, even now, I just couldn't care less about it, that's all. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to the family hierarchy than I am. Huh, that's... Oh, that is indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Oh, well, of course, it is a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarchy evaluations, so it is of great relief that the young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be a relief, sort of. Now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Greg, can we not jinx ourselves for the second? Why are you laughing, Ryoshu? Now I'm worried. Please, do not concern yourself any further. We will take a more clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. I still have a hard time buying that. The lay of this place would constitute a perfect place to set up an ambush in most places, yet you claim this to be a safer path. Yet I must ask you place your faith in this humble servant, for Hangyuan is not like most places. Fine. For now. Auda shut her eyes for a moment out of the retorts, then turned to look at Ishmael. Hey, Ishmael, you must have the pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? No way. You're actually going to read it. Why else would I ask? No, I mean, how could I not get caught off guard after a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone every time I plead for them to read the dang pamphlets? Did no one think to... I will find my own intel if you're just going to ramble on and on about your grievances. Okay, fine. Here it is. Auda's opened the pamphlets and began intently glaring at the text, as though she didn't want to miss the smallest detail of information here. Suspicion clear on her knitted brows. Ah, Autis has been tired of being called the brown noser, so now she will educate herself to be the brown noser. Or to be the educated brown noser, excuse me. Ratio Mal branch. Alright. In we go. Honglu just going to do nothing and win. We were on a desperate run, all while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Oh, what happened to a safe and easy path? Remember this. It appears that the young master's radiant countenance was what made known. I thought we were finding more clandestine patches. How in the heck? How come we're getting jumped by even more enemies? As I have said, the young master's radiant... At least try to give a little variation to your excuses. I cannot so easily say that he's being untruthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Autis played with the pamphlet in her hand, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people without a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Jia family, looks like everyone in the back streets has been pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be on their hands and knees whenever we walked past. Ah, what a wonderful change. Oh wait, shove that wonderful change up your butt, you bloody loon. How much longer till we get there? My Kezan is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seemed oddly calmer than he did at the beginning of the journey. Did he really get numb to all this violence that fast, or... Speaking of which, what's a Kezan? It's a term commonly used to refer to taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging? Like a hotel? Oh, it's gotta be pretty fancy then. Do they serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp chain? Not sure about that, but it seems Kajins also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal there. And hopefully we won't be attacked like this. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside a residential building is within this particular area and for of Hangyuan a taboo. A taboo? We may rest easy within then. I saw Faust's eyebrows twitch as though she had heard the most ridiculous thing, but I guess I'll ask her about it later. Whew. Man, if it's for some kind of family hierarch or family head selection contest, why couldn't they save the fighting until then? Because it would be all too late. Wait, how? Every hierarch candidate must have brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It would be nice if they believed that their own treasure is most precious of them all, but everyone's going to take down each other just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too, for the sake of convenience. Is that how folks in your family think? What kind of thinking is that? But other families didn't seem too different from mine. Ooh. Dang. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. Safe and easy passage, he says. We are in Verdun now. Dude, he said safe and easy passage, and this passage has been anything but easy. We have gone through, like, multiple story nodes of him not taking down the right path. I get it. He's actually trying to get Hong Lu killed. I should have known the brown noser would betray us. I still find it funny that poor Autis basically had a revelation. Hello, lawyer boy. She was just like, wait, that's me? You can't spell passage without but.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
Draw of the sword. How's the intervallo going so far? Pretty good, pretty good. We're doing it's pretty good so far. You know, most intervallos start very fun, silly, and goofy, and then they become super real and depressing. So
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
y'all, I'm putting my bets right now. It's Roland. We are meeting Roland this intervallo. Roland. Okay, bets right now. We're meeting Roland. It's finally time for Roland to come back. These are the times where I'm glad I played Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruina. That way I know who Roland and Angela is. Oh god, could you imagine if Argalia came back? Wait, no, he's dead. Sorry. Argalia is dead. There's no way for Argalia to come back. Actually, there's no way for the entire Reverberation ensemble to come back because they got killed after Angela did her revival thing. Sure, Roland is just out buying some Chinese food for the library. Now, here we are. Oh, is this the place? After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning around after corner, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the sight of several small buildings tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps, adorned with a door plate with complicated-looking letters scribbled all over it. This is Shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a bit too trashy to house your precious young master? That is not our building. Please look this way to see where our honored guests will be staying for the night. I knew it. I heard so much from Hung Lu about all the splendor, all the... Huh? We followed Qingtao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. That looked even smaller than Mephistopheles. We all even fit in there? Hey, that place looks trashy as heck, even for us, let alone your young master. This is the nearest Keshan we can afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. Yet, its location in the backstreets heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can't always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide the honored guests to the family mansion in the central zone. However, the time... Oh, the sweeping way. Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time here. To get here. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to H Corp Travel Guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no, this is my first time, but... Then one must ask the honored guest how the honored guest could claim to have full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book, when she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable, unpredictable changes await in this teeming jungle of buildings, the ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushes from foolish yet vicious syndicates, or even offices about streaks. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomena of this place is to court death. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise his sorrow, utter sorrow, at the inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael? Are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Zip it, Dante. But if the guidebook lists a path, does it not simply imply that it is technically possible to reach there in time? Aldous suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the H Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that our executive manager would lead us directionally in your directionally challenged stead. Said they would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Me? This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand. Very well. Allow me to speak freely, without frills. My responsibility is to bring the honored guests to the central zone and ensure the young master's safety. It is, indeed, technically possible to reach the family mansion before the night in the backstreets commences. Technically. Yet, not even one iota of danger in the young master shall be permitted. That mission has been so graciously bestowed upon. This humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with utmost safety. Oh! It is said that these engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of the purpose, to stubbornly forge on toward the family mansion in lieu of necessary intel to see when these mobs of assailants would end, is so wrongly prioritize the journey over the destination. You. Oh, you. Wonderful. Truly impressive. You have all the qualities of someone I would trust with my life. When devising a stratagem, this is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish the best for those who they serve. Really. You're just gonna start going along with him all of a sudden. I have misunderstood your intentions. Truly. They sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet, now my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine even his wildest dreams that there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. It seems that young master has truly gained an eye for allies and the fellowships. This is a cause of much relief in my heart. Listen to him. This one surely knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now. Huh. I may have lost my cool for a moment. Anyway, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we will be exposed to attacks of a similar nature were we to continue moving at this time. She's just fully on his side now, isn't she? Like this interval a lot. It's Peem. It's great. This place is like if one combined Kowloon Walled with the version of Macross City. Time. I like how Out is just immediately made a new friend, and I'm not gonna lie, I really have been loving so far the overall design. That's when I realized that she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression. When her gazes locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by the guy. Is this her way of saying, so long, I'm gonna quit and work with this guy now? Thanks for everything? And as for this hotel, it is much better than sleeping in outdoor tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue before moving on. Did you notice earlier, on continuing our search for better accommodations with the greatest vehemence, Miss Audas? Yeah, whatever, we get your point. Let's go inside. Phew, my humblest self can only behold such generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with the deepest gratitude. After all that serious talk, the man oddly relieved to hear our discussion as he brought his fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with haste merely by an observation of the exterior. The interior must be ought to be surprised of. Worry not. With the Radians surrendered, wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Oh, this actually isn't bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood. And it's much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. Did they use some kind of space expansion technology here too? No. It seems that the building only appeared small due to the density of the structures in proximity. Well, the door is now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please do converse freely. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the sinners began to grow. Meanwhile, Hung Lu stood a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if he were gazing upon the clouds, flowers, or even the wind. Yet, there was no light in those eyes. It was as if to behold a storm cloud, a desolate field of wilted flowers, and a howling, destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Honglu? So I decided to ask. Not yet. I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something felt off to you too, huh? That's when we caught a familiar voice. Little sister Ja! Wow, Shi-chan, it's you! And so soon, too. Yeah, I told you I had the feeling we'd see each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm glad to see you're doing so well, Mr. Wei. Oh, wait. Don't tell me you're staying here too, Shi-chun. I normally wouldn't ever set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. Had to come in through the back streets. So, we weren't the only ones troubled by the random construction site. Oh, Haley! The confident look on Shi-chun's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote's the same as always. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Shi-chun, thou accompany me to the lounge for a moment so that we may share a bit of catching up? Ooh, Don Quixote wants to get it on. Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that. Hold on. Jia Shi-chun seemed to hesitate for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact. Before walking right up to her, I like that idea. Shall we? Wei, why don't you find a room for me to stay in while I talk some things out with her? What? You wanted to do some catching up, right? Tis Manager Esquire! Loss of critical personnel may cause for disciplinary action. Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though, right? Looks like Shi-chun really likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She obviously just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the appropriate place for... Fine, I'll try again later. We'll get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Shi-chun sighed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Shi-chun and Don Quixote, y'all know artists are working on that right now. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging. Hello, Zelarinth. A certain word that I will not say on stream is in progress.
새로운 나무가 이곳에 움틀 것입니다. 그것이 우리의 터전을 수호할 제목이라는 걸.
I have already seen artworks. Oh boy. People work quick, huh? Suspicion. Do new. Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging. Sinclair seemed to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something in here stands out, like an image, an ideal picture. Oh, I missed that joke, Yi-sang. That's not what I... anyway. Am I the only one who feels like something stands out like a sore thumb from this whole picture? Oh, yeah. Glad you brought that up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Rudia. So, what's off about this place? Isn't it obvious? Where did all the complimentary snacks go? What's with that mystery table at the center of the room? Oh, that is kind of weird though. What's that table doing there? Its saturated colors are quite pleasant to behold. So, is it any better inside? What the heck is this hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone has made it into the building. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of that table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor. Touching the walls leaves an unidentified black substance on one's fingers. Not to mention how the walls ripple in odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of this structure? My guess is that the maintenance staff's been slacking. Maybe, but why is everything so neatly organized if that's the case? I've seen enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone a while without a tidy up. It appears that each room furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, executive manager, we may be able to rest here. I guess they really didn't have the time to clean up. Shi-chun, The last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. I'm not even sure what to say about this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't even first time we're sauntering right into some shady business, isn't it? Let's just cross that bridge when we come across it yet. I guess anyone could tell that there's something definitely wrong about that guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumped on the floor, vociferously expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it is pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our heads. In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's close of business. Huh, I've never made an announcement outside the bus before. Oh, right. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Barbecue table? Table is an agent of the head. Destroy it now. Understood. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you will be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake and sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own ways, some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. Save for Autis, that is. Got something to say, Autis? Yes, Executive Manager. It's about our guide, Qing Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier? Seemed like you guys were getting along pretty well. Well, that is simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual had an informational advantage over us when it came to this locale, regardless of how sound the accusations we came up with were. He would have been able to explain them away using his familiarity with the region. I thought, as the party with an informational disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with the plans while trying to take out as much intel as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy won you over. Executive Manager, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine that I'd be fooled by an amateur spy who was overly It's nothing. Autis's disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself as though she remembered that there were more important matters at hand. While it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us, it would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Honglu and Jia Baoyu. I present the fact that it was Pilot, that inexperienced greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection, as another evidence supporting this suspicion. That's also true. Faust also has information to share. Faust during the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be, it is too early to come to conclusions regarding the matter. It appears that this area, Hongyuan, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to the conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also likely part of the plan. I was sad. I wish Autis actually made a friend. It may very well be the building itself is also a trap. Yet we lack intelligence about this particular back streets, to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that they have severely underestimated our capabilities, given the low caliber of assailants they decided to send after us. You get very close when you speak to Faust, maybe closer to the mic. Very quiet. I have to get even closer? I'm pretty much like lips on the microphone when I speak as Faust. I'll try even closer though. One thing we can capitalize on is this mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap. Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about this misunderstanding. Honestly, I don't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. Aldous bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little bit about Qingtao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. Or discussion? Discretion? Something ended without bearing much fruit. Witnessing. Spanish vampire is immediately laughed out of the Jade Court. I realized that Honglu was missing as I was spending time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into the room, so I walked to the exit, about to look for Honglu outside, and ran into Jia Shichun and Wei, who decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going? Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Honglu. Right. I can't understand what you're saying. Oh, right. When it comes to conversing without the sinners, I find that there are two types of people. The first type usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing for or caring to hear my reply. Given the type of person isn't actually looking to communicate to me, they simplify things a little on my end. However, it's oddly insulting as it seems they don't recognize me as a human, or rather a wall, or a clack on the wall. And the other type is the one that reads me so well, they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. I like how they put Captain Ahab there. Virgilius falls into the latter category. He recognizes the pitch of my talks, reads my body language, and even sometimes claims to see my expressions, like how Don Quixote does. And Jia Shichun, who saw through me with that short exchange. Okay, let's see. Just looking to get some early morning air. Oh. Does your prosthetic even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed that way from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm looking for Honglu because I haven't seen him in a while. You're shaking your head, so no. Then you're looking for something to eat? She's a new one. The type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it be not wise to wake someone who may be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it were that important. Kind of curious though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You brought your index finger up to your cheeks. Well, Honglu's always smiling, so I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps it was an effort to express cuteness or beauty. What? No, I was trying to express the smiling face. Oh, this isn't gonna be easy, is it? They're tick-tocking a lot more vigorously. Hey, I think you're onto something. This conversation was starting to veer into a completely unintended territory. Unfortunately, Jia Shichun's heart is taken by Don Quixote. After a bit of trial and error. I see. You're looking for my big brother, huh? We took a very roundabout ways, but I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. Well, if he's who you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far, if he even left. So that's what you were trying so hard to communicate. Jia Shichun was strangely enough disappointed and dispirited by my reply. I did have something to tell you, but never mind. I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this another time. I was curious, but it would take ages for me to ask how she's feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading back to the entrance. And I found Honglu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing here? Huh. People watching. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Honglu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Honglu. Really is. I'm back at H Corp, and everyone's talking about the family hierarch selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all, because I did not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really? I'm not like Yisung. I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience. That's all. But we do know something's definitely gonna happen, whatever it might be. Something that will shake you to your very core, even if you didn't wish for anything. Going through something like that could... Probably yes, but it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No, whatever happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me, or to those around me, I only... A loud, boisterous bellow cut off Honglu before he could finish his sentence. How dare you! I was about to see some character development. Oi, let go of me. Just listen to Sol talking and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that. Take it, lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, who were likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Couldn't you have been patient a few more minutes before bursting out of here? How long have you two been listening? From the very start, of course. I thought he was making some sense, but what's that? That you're used to following others' will? I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody heck, I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, buggy bloke, am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience despite you calling me a buggy bloke out of nowhere, so yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Anyways, sorry about listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on a big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly as I stared at him in silence, then pointed at a pillar in a exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, manager bud? With that, two familiar figures stumbled out of view behind the pillar. How could you betray us like that, Gregor? Waha. Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fest, she says. Huh? Did I get that wrong? I never said G and us. Where did you get AFU? Ryoshu looked at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance, and with an uncharacteristically wet noise followed for something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped into the floor, followed by Rio, Dia, and Aldous crashing down after it. GTFO. Didn't realize I had such garnered audience for my story. Executive manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was for the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I am not like the others who followed you merely to satiate their curiosities. Me? I was just bored. Then shall we continue our conversation? Shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone back to your rooms, now! Honestly, language aside, it's really nice of Heath to care so much about the rest of the gang. It's really nice that Limbus Company has truly begun to become like a small family. Don Quixote was right, a family of 12. Tried to pull a Twilight on Don Quixote. Wuxia, BS, British alleyway shanking, Kowloon edition. Sinclair can predict Ryoshu's future words already, but he was wrong. Uh-oh.
부선장이 필요한가?
This is not a good moment, guys. Thank you for Don Quixote. Okay. Is there a slash this? I don't think I have a slash this. But I can run double blade lineage actually. Blade lineage salsa versus blade lineage salsa. And then Edgar. Yeah. Edgar family. Wait, Barber is slashed as. Oh, that might be good. Babautas and manager. And then priest. That's good. That's looking good. Your next line is chick. The menu music sounds good. No, they really pulled out the stops for this after that little kerfuffle. Just as everyone was scattering to the room, Aldous suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all on my own. Are you absolutely certain, executive manager? Seriously, don't worry about it. I took the night watch on bus anyway. That is true. We are currently in an uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety team is an absolute guarantee. are the top 4 ranked sinners from the previous Intervallo and Gregor. Huh. Top ranked sinners and Gregor. Wait. Top 4 ranked and Don Quixote wasn't on there? Shouldn't she have been on there with the previous Intervallo, not previous Canto. Hey, we're literally right next door to them. And wait, by top 4 ranked, are we talking in terms of power or in terms of like popularity? It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in emergencies? Now, babushka de come. Let's get you out of here. Power, gotcha. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of my bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I needed some time to relax and empty my thoughts. While I've gotten somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like heck when I rewind the sinner's time. And the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's energy became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment's rest. So I think of the star. Before the great gates, which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I'm still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent. But by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I finally find myself calming down. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. Wait, that's weird. Wind? What's that sudden chill? Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window wide open, and if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Besides, this chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turn around at where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and an intruder slinking through with a newfound opening. Who are you? As though driven by an unknown survival instinct, I rolled off the bed, but there was already a blade where my neck and head met. Its steel a shearing cold. Just a little nudge and I'd be even dead before I could make a tick. I remembered how worried Aldous was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Aldous' advice. Ryoshu! What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock CIH, don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away from me. Ryoshu! Snuck in thinking I was about to say something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see my ceiling torn open, dripping like viscous paint, like fluid, just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Honglu. Oh! Dude, that was intense! That was an intense scene drawing for me. Like, I could picture everything. I get it! This building is a painting of some sorts. Executive manager, are you unharmed? And Aldous peeking out from the gap. Aldous, who was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in? Remember that? Shut up and help me. Oh, I thought this one was just some beast with steel. I could cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. And all of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company, equally defanged and depowered, if you will. I suddenly recalled Hohenheim's commentary back at the LCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. What is happening? Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed at Ryoshu's neck. A beast of the Heisho pack. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star to its fathom still. No! The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. Little heck, a talisman! Wait, get it together! My lady! Just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense. Jia Shichun leapt into my room and struck the stranger with a fan. Were you going to let that Heckard finish the stupid spell? They almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady. It just seems that I still somewhat remain bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heisho. You serve me now. Got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady. Apologies. I fell limply to the bed with a sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. Hey, are you... Oh, I can't understand them anyways. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Got it. I don't think anyone else is in here. Let's switch the lights on. When the lights came on, we saw this one. This one's from the Mao branch, isn't it? There was a black bamboo hat wearing an assassin on the ground. The walls? The walls that appeared solid before we went to sleep were now melting away as if it were a viscous fluid. There is something wrong with this building. I knew it. They must have done something to the building, but how is a Heisho here? This whole operation gotta be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarch consultant. What I don't understand is why the Mao branch? There are much better Heisho branches to use if all they wanted was to cut the clock off the head. It must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This is the one from the Mao branch, which means more of them have infiltrated this building. Though not to the scale of the Z branch, the Mao branch always moves in groups. Therefore, their real goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Kezen, including you, my lady. Then, we've got to get moving. We can't get surrounded if we even want a chance of surviving. Dante! Sinners burst into my room, slamming into the door again. Lord, thank me later. If we don't move our hex, we'll be dead. Wait. Yes. We don't have much time to contact the main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Jia Shichun and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as soon as they saw the sinners enter, as though they've been waiting here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Marcel was covered in battle wounds, and Aldas wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame, to have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely they utilized this identical means of infiltration for each sinner. Oh, right. You were attacked by bamboo-hatted assailants too? Their ranks numbered many, Manager Esquire, yet for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Barely. We were almost... Not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. So, what he said about fighting indoors was a taboo. Yes, a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile cur to strike from the shadows. Alas, it is not to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct. Besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. Hello, Death and Niller. Welcome. Ooh, we're going into a new bop song. You ever seen a new game called Monster Hunter Wilds? Actually, we have been playing it for community nights every now and then, so yeah. Soon. Shoot, my people cannot win these auto clashes, huh? The unforgivable sin. Death. Running the Blood Fiend team, they're pretty meta. Yeah, the Blood Fiend team is busted. Blood Fiend Kurokumo, if you really want to just have an easy time, you run Blood Fiend Kurokumo. They are so strong, you guys. Blood Fiend Kurokumo is in its own realm of powerful. But you can also run Blood Fiend, what's it called? You can also run Blood Fiend, or just pure Kurokumo, actually, now that I think about it. It doesn't have to just be Blood Fiend Kurokumo. Oh my gosh, we're losing our clashes. Draw of Death, more like. Poor Blade Lineage Result. Bamboo-headed Kim! Come on! Let all blossom! Oh, this is not good. Okay, we're starting to win clashes. But yes, Blood Fiend Ring Song is actually really good too. Oh my god, they're making quick work of my sinners! Swagners! Shell Impale. How strong your team is, RNG will still F you up in clashes. I know, right? Oh god, this is not good. Jesus, look at them move in unison against my squad. Uh-oh. Blood Fiend Painters are Salt, L Corp, Oshu don't work as well as you would want in this chapter. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe not Blood Fiends. Maybe I should run Edgar Family Heir. I should just focus on Slash this time around. So Edgar Family Heir, W Core, and then Heisho. Alright. This might be a bit better for us. Okay. Dude, the RNG be rough though. Bleed has some absolute ton of IDs to run. Full N Corp is still somewhat viable. Struggling. Come on, don't struggle. Yeah, power counter. Oshu. You could not auto clash. Win Reto. Bankai. Okay, now we have a bunch of favorites, so this should go pretty well. Sometimes when I trip over my words, I accidentally say things like butt fiend instead of blood fiend. It's pretty sad. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, Hayami, a Bleach watcher. Heck yeah, I've seen 1000-Year Blood War. Dude, Bleach is like that super unique anime that you just love. Bleach is great. Welcome, Zach. Hello. How you doing? We're doing the most recent Limbus company storyline. It's so far it's actually pretty good. They had a very intense moment, and I feel like we're nearing the climax for this one, which I'm very excited about. Guys, this one is probably gonna get me hype for what's it called? For the new Canto. What about the whole thing? Just TYBI? So apparently I did watch the whole thing before my little incident where memories kind of became hazy. But after that I just kind of rewatched 1000-Year Blood War, so yes and no, yes no. If that kind of works. It's kind of like a yes no answer there. Alright, Shi Yu Yi Hua. I don't know, I'm pretty excited too. I feel you. I feel you. Wait, that's the wrong person. Thank you for summoning Broly. Hayami got that. If I could experience peak again, experience. All Yi songs have wings, but only one Yi song can cry.
개체가 다소 불리한 조건에 놓여 있습니다. 이 기회를 효과적으로 누려보죠.
keeps on trying to make a mid-background character that fan base won't like for Bleach and keeps failing mid-story. What background character are we talking about here? Khan? Okay, dodge. We're just summoning out all the sinners that I have today. Please, you guys, you were favored. Why are you losing these clashes? You're supposed to be the strongest. Useless.
뭐 땅이 무너지는 소리가 났는데.
감지대가 순간적으로 과부하가 걸렸네요. 괜찮으시려나요?
도리어 사냥당한다니. 역
카니발 타임.
Quitting so soon? Yeah, my Don Quixote died.
輝いて美しい私のために
뭐가 뜻대로 안 됐나 봐.
기만 전술이
Okay, look at these. They're all favored. If they lose a clash, that is some bongo level drumming. Look, sometimes you just gotta get that good RNG. When it's... You said favor, but RNG is this said F you. When Ryoshu is RNG this. And look at that. Edgar Family Heir just lost. He just lost. No problem. No, I did not put Ahab in here. She's like the last person I'd want to see.
당신들은 상관없을지도.
Well, pray.
내게 받쳐주지.
Because this isn't a targeted encounter, I can't really do anything to change what's going on. I kind of just have to keep pressing forward with win rate. Because it doesn't change anything. Your skills target what they're supposed to target, which has always been my biggest thing as to why I'm like, oh. Thank you for Hayami!
내게 받쳐주지.
Hayami will now enjoy trauma with me. This is the nerf version. Thank you for the hydrate check.
점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요. 엽서겠군.
Oh, goodness gracious.
적중에 정신 못 차리는 녀석이 있네.
Okay. Ego time.
빈박질 필요 없을
What do you mean no Ahab? We need Cha Maganara. I don't... Wait, what? Curse you, RNGesus. Alright, Quixote, kill him. Riku Spacesu!
지금이 기회인 것 같소. 개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게
Just spam
좋지
fluid
않아?
sac. Oh wait.
이 기세로
Oh yeah.
계속 나아가보자.
The fluid sac strat that you can do. You remember that time when Audis dyed her hair white and then was able to do the fluid sac strat?
치명적인 한 방이었어.
거의
We're running through all of them now, aren't we? Yeah, you guys are.
다 울리지 않았어?
Oh my goodness.
너네 분위기
Alright,
완전
kill him.
좋다. 무전기
Get him.
느껴져.
이번 공격은 꽤 효과적일 것 같아.
As written. Dude, I love Heisho IDs. Their abilities are so freaking cool, you guys. By the way, probably nearing towards the end, I will turn off redeems. Because when things kind of get really serious, I want to be able to focus. Just giving you guys a heads up now. I think we're safe for now. Something tells me they're not fighting us at full force. At least we rooted them, so hopefully that tells us something. Ah, where did Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here! Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to espy if other sinners had suffered as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves well against the curse and shall be here post-haste, yet not everyone survived, huh? Young Sinclair and Yisong, while it appeared they had risen and battled, they were caught unaware by their foes. 'Tis likely their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff, he... Isn't that fella a resident mob fight expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff! Oh, it's 'cause she's so gobsmacked, lass. I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff back in the head. Didst thou turn the clock for him already, young manager and esquire? Excuse me? No, not yet anyway. Blimey. So that's what this funny itch on the back of my... Heathcliff reached up to rub the back of his head, then crumpled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How do you even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in his head? Young Heathcliff! Yeah, the sinners are starting to gather, manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment. Executive manager, we must also join the others as soon as possible in the system. There are sounds of altercations coming from the lobby. I'm sorry, it's just the fact that Heathcliff fell over and died after just not dying. And then Don Quixote just screams. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Sometime later. Whoa, please hold on a moment. You! I can still see people inside the lobby, which was in a bizarre process of melting away. Oh. Among them, I noticed Jashi Chun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of Heishopak decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo-hatted assassin stood. I see that you have already tracked me down, so certain of your safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood Qing Tao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, and Wei, who was threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. Ah, it's you. I sussed out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lacked the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I had completely won you over. You must know that at H-Corp, there is one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hierarchy candidate and serve him with utter loyalty, but who in their right mind would serve young Master Bao Yu, who has grown up with no hardship, he who hasn't possessed even a single speck of ambition? You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? And you, rich boy, are you gonna sit there and let that bloke talk heck in your face? But he's right. I don't have any ambitions. Have you no self-respect? What do you have anyway? Okay, everyone, shush for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Wei, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Heishopak. So, speak. Which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? Ah, so they are curious. Stay your sword, Zilu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Young master? Are you certain this is wise? Worry not, they're designed to be swept away by morning dew anyways. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course, were they to witness me. The voice soon reveals themselves, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Huh, seriously? You? I see. Allow me to grace you with the ignoramuses of my exalted name. I am Yihua of the Shi family. You may know me as the prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarchy. Bro, think he's on the team. Mersault, your accent slim. Heath is just built stupid. He has 0.5 resistance to... What the heck is that? No freaking way. You're kidding me. Are we getting help from an unlikely ally? No way. Oh my god, we're getting help from an unlikely ally. We are. That's what's happening. Dude, I love how his image is just him flying in. Oh my god! It's perfect. It's perfect. You literally can't ask for anything better. That picture is just beautiful for him. Alright, let's go, let's go. Alright, Ricardo. Prominent But of course, I claim control of the branch of the Heisho packs while you were wasting your time. Oh, wait, hold on. He looks very confident and dumb, so... While you were wasting your time out there searching for the river of immortality or whatever, I don't know where I'd even start to refute... Oh, wait. I don't even know where I'd start to refute your brain-dead accusation. Huh. This is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So, who is it? Big Brother Juan? No, I can't imagine he'd ever be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teat you've been suckling on to gain control of the Mal branch, because we both know for sure there's no way in heck you have means to control them, right? You little twerp! Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Yihua, it doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was anyone actually important. Agreed. I can tell just by the look of the traitor the physiognomy of the deceiver. This is a waste of time. Hey, Zilu, cut them down! Mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in open battle, to take the lives of high art candidates was not what was agreed upon. What the... Blah, 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 blah. Do just shut up and do as what you're told. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. A Heishao heeds no voices, but that of the one who holds their leash. Looks like Yihua doesn't even control these guys. There is an apt saying often invoked in my homeland. A fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessing of a tiger. Shut up over there! Dang it, this Heisho pack is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Master Yihua, the Heisho pack was merely here as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... true. This is fine. I have other plans to sweep you all away. This is the second time this individual has made an odd emphasis on the variation of the word sweep. What are you saying, that you bribed the sweepers or something? Oh. While the reactions may appear suspicious, this suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to control them. Right, yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, yet alone entering, any designated residential areas during the night in the back streets. That is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure that Mephistopheles is designated as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yes, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask. Make me anxious out of nowhere. That soured the mood. Come, let us leave. I had only intended for them to see my face. Too bad I won't be remembering them in a few days once they get all swept away. Master Yihua? We'd best leave before any more unnecessary words are said. Faust is right. These guys are acting suspicious to not have some scheme brewing back there. So overtly suspicious that I'm wondering if they were trying to use reverse psychology on us into walking right into a trap. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that usually works. Faust. Faust had intended to make this suggestion first, but appears that you share the idea. Yeah, so Aldous, Executive Manager. We have 12 senators, Jashi-chun, and Wei on our side. And I don't think this so-called Mao branch are willing to fight, which means we have 3 enemies. Shi Yihua, our guide, and Zilu the assassin. We have a numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on over there? What's the tick-tocking noise? Our former guide seemed to have figured out what the conversation was, because they took a few careful steps away from Shi Yihua before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. Oh! What is it, Honglu? Did you remember something? I did. I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family, but I remember now. You're big brother Yihua of the Shi family, right? Didn't that guy just announce himself earlier? Anyways, Honglu, I'm gonna get the guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that okay with you? He's not from my family. But I'm sure Big Brother Yihua will be happy to answer your questions. Great, another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start off the battle, right? Wow, that's going to be cool. Like something straight out of the story. I would have said something like that once. That even if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's words may be a deciding factor in who wins and loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from the book Honglu once lent me. It was a general who said it, I believe. Destroy them all. Wait, I thought Ricardo would be here. Oh,
오케이.
we have to fight
작전 지역
Zilu.
진입 확인했어.
네, 입감 양호합니다.
Favored? Favored? Neutral? Favored? Neutral. Struggling. Darn. But why would Ricardo be in China? Don't worry. You first will get your butt handed to you? Nah. We're going to kick this person's cheeks in. Ow! Ooh! Oh, nice sanity roll, loser! Eat it, buddy.
아, 술 맛을 돋궈주는 좋은 공격이었어.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
If you knew Ricardo would be here, then you should have brought a blunt team, because guess what Ricardo is resistant to? Well,
숨통 끊기.
I just knew Ricardo is, oh, I feel like he is at least, but I feel like he's gonna be our ally. I feel like he's gonna be our ally. You know, because they showed the picture of him. Oh my god! What is it? Level 75!
정보팀은 조금 더 가치 있는 걸 추구하는 부서 아니겠습니까?
After what you have done? Stole his hair coupons.
된다면 사활을 건다.
This is why you should have leveled at 50 your team. You remember how you and Ricardo parted ways? Yeah. Someone shot him in the chest.
이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
And it wasn't us. It was good old, what's his cheeks? Indigo Elder. The Indigo Chad. So it's not my fault what happened, okay? I was not the one. I did not do it, guys.
사실 이런 보모구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠. 관리자님도 알다시피 저는
Thank you for the hydrate check.
수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
흑수묘, 뒷박질 준비.
Oh, goodness gracious. And death. So far we're doing good.
틀거리고 있는 개체가 보입니다. 이전까지 있었던 대부분의 관리자들은
Nice argument. Unfortunately, you're in the Book of Vengeance.
일격을 지시하곤 했죠.
Oh god. Why did you rip space? You're gonna take so much damage for that one, Donnie.
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's two pathos mythos. I like the OST. I do too. The OST is pretty fire. Win rating, win Donnie less than 10 charge win rating moment is a win rate moment.
효율적인
Alright, drop her sanity a bit further.
참고로
Wow.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Mersault. You were expected to lose that one. And the Odyssey had a purpose.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
Bing! Dude. Freaking you and my flesh never lose. Oh. Oh. A strange tune crashes through the sound of this fierce battle. Is this electronic dance music? Something about it sounds familiar. Huh. Finally. Thanks to the merry chase you levied me on, I have slid ever so slightly further into the world of the bristly. Let's see, Title 2, Section 11. Rosie, the punishment for those who dare flee by tearing the legs apart from the groin. I will make sure you suffer all the time you wasted. Oh, what the heck is that blighter doing here? The heck's wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along. Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? I'll have you know I'm still banished from the world of luscious, thanks to you who dared to pinch my hair coupons. What the? Where did they come from? You guys are just making people mad left and right, aren't you? Zilu, take them out. What an utterly insular fool. What did you say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, a big brother of the middle, the man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing, the man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Faust, don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data on LCE, the sinners' powers had grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chance of victory against this individual have risen to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before it begins. By how much? Enough to put our faith in the uncertainties. Alrighty then. Enough with the background noise. I don't know what your business is with these thieves, but I personally traveled all the way from the eastern part of the city because I simply must exact my vengeance against him with my own two hands. I should have simply informed my brothers in the east and let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if I meant to ask in Great Brother of the East for a favor. So you there, Half Pint, and his cute mini entourage, get the heck out of my sight. The middle's book of vengeance comes first. Half Pint, keep blabbling with that fat lip of yours, minion in the fingers. You don't scare me at all with your cheap hairdo and garish as heck botched dye job. You're an H-Corp, turf now. Oh. Wow, just wow. Bloody heck, mate, that's messed up. He's far too absorbed in his foolishness to see he's walking into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath, even after enduring the barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Phew. Impressive. You just set a new record. You're the current record holder for how fast I can get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance. Challenge, boy. You did it in 15 seconds. Then, with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his Book of Vengeance, opened it, and began to write something down on the paper, slowly and deliberately, as though to make each stroke of pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart myself as punishment. Boys, make sure this little band of thieves doesn't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. What the heck is this guy talking about? Hey, Zilu! I don't actually care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately, the punishment for all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we can slip away unnoticed in this mess. I don't think we had much of a chance here. Ricardo practically rocketed towards Zilu and Shi Yuhua with a burst of speed, but his henchmen already began to slowly surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, everyone. Pay back for what happened at the Great Lake. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle with that son of a B-word. What is he? Okay. So they have no resistances, which is good.
내게 바쳐주지.
And just like that, Yihua signed his death warrant. I am not ready for round 2. I didn't want to do a round 2. Dude, if this is the way this Canto ends, that's hype. Unless there's even crazier stuff gonna happen.
내게 바쳐주지.
Thank you for the posture check. Oh, Literally, this is the first time I've seen a community be this happy. A dude who wants to kick our butt is back. Ricardo's such a good character. It's just because he flew in with a boombox, was really mad about how Heathcliff stole his hair coupons, and then left. And then got impaled by Indigo Chad, and then left.
내게 바쳐주지.
And he's chased us ever since. He's chased us since then, all the way across, just to kill us on his own.
그렇지 않은 것.
Ow! Dude, he just, you know, Faust just stabbed him and he just punched her in the face. Freaking abuse.
아, 완전 과감한 판단이었어요.
중계하지 말아요. 좀 마시라니까.
Alright, rip space.
완전 좋은 판단이었던
어.
건 사실이네요.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런 과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부른다고
사활을
하더군요.
건다.
My
긍정적인
hair
방향으로
coupons.
죽지 마라.
이제 보자.
And death.
깎는다.
There was an explosive noise in the distance, and moments later, Ricardo landed before us with a boom. I heard the Hay show of the East were a tough bunch, but that lady was something else. So, why'd a woman like that suddenly split from a fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book too. Time to take care of what I came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves.
아, 쟤네 분위기 되게 좋다.
Oh, his health is low. Sweet.
누님,
Fridge, this is gonna be rough. I love how his music is like a gospel choir. Pray, Uda. Okay, we got a couple of egos coming out.
찜박질 춤. 이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Ow. Little brother Werner. Okay, are there any like dialogue options I should be careful about, like with the last one? Or like with the fight of the previous Intervallo? He killed 11 of my 12 sinners.
개체에게
Oh,
치명적인
shoot.
손상을 입히는 데
Oh
성공했습니다.
great, no more tests.
앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
I don't think anyone can actually... Wait, someone can defeat him. Donnie could beat him. It's funny that Zilu actually... Okay, suddenly one day... Okay, let's go. Just in case, I kind of want to make sure I dodge. Yeah.
흑수며 찜박질 춤. 자! 숨통 끊기.
공격 능력 평가 관둘.
Please. We deal no damage to him.
방법을 연구해야 할 것 같은데.
Oh, she won?
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은 무슨 색을 띠고 있는가?
Dude, get electric sheeped, bro.
개체들이
Oh my
강력한
God.
공격을 가했군. 저희 쪽에서 적지 않은 피해가 예상됩니다.
Chains of Other? No. Middle and slasher are res. Slash res and weak to blunt. Yeah, I didn't remember that. Oh god, this is not good. Okay, well, you take care of that, Mew Salt. And let's just pray to a god that whatever happens, I can somehow win this fight. Oh my god. Can you stagger him before he does that move? I don't think we're quick enough to do it. Like, we can see. I wonder if I can kill little bro before he attacks. Okay, well, let's just do our best here. Great. He counters.
엄청 고통스러웠겠다. 그 고통과 미움을 똑같이 적에게 돌려줘 볼까?
치명상을 입은 직원이 있군요. 매일 말하는 거지만 모든 죽음은
Oh,
의미가
God.
없습니다. 손실을
Goodbye,
극복할 수
team.
있는 방법을 모색해 주세요.
직원 중 하나가 큰 피해를 입었군요. 그러나 아시다시피 우리는 앞으로 나아가기만
And he's
해도
still not
돌이킬
staggered.
수 없어진 것은 눈길을 주지 않아도 된답니다.
Nice job, squad.
더 기이한 태세가
Good
보이는군요.
hustle.
아마 예상 가능하고도 뻔한 수십 가지의 범위 중 하나겠지만 대비를 해놓으시는 편이 좋을 듯하네요.
Okay, let's just try to kill little brother Werner as quick as possible. Ow!
아이고.
I hate this guy.
뭔가 복잡한 걸 준비하는 것 같지 않아?
지금까지 알게 된 정보들을 분석해서 대비해야 탈이 없을 것 같은데.
당신의 판단을 따르게 망설이지.
Now I have to go through every single fight in between just to fight him again. This freaking guy! Okay,
모든 게
so let's see.
엉망이지 않나. 집에 돌아가기 부끄럽군.
Fatal to blunt.
내가 돌아갈 집이 나만은.
Yeah, okay, we'll have to take a blunt team. Okay, so let's see. I think Claire is going to be very important for this. So let's take a. Let's see. A good, fully uptight Claire. Thank you for the hydrate check. Okay. You need a mix. Zilu is blunt ineffective.
지정 보호 소요 사태 확인.
Thank you for the wiki. Here, we'll take Ring's song because he's just broken in general. Let's see. Or Tremor could work, but Zilu is blunt ineffective, so... You know, I'm gonna take Blunt People and my Blood Fiend team. Blood Fiend has never failed me. They are busted. Blood Fiend team for the win.
책임은 나.
원하신다.
그러든가.
말뚝을 쑤셔 넣어주죠.
소재가
If in
준비됐어.
doubt, ring ye song. When in doubt, please break glass in case of emergency. Ring song here. Let's see. Dichi.
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
Okay, this looks like a pretty good standard start.
지정 준비되어. 자,
화점
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
자, 지정 보호 구역에 준비되어.
화점에
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
Genuinely don't think slashers will have a chance, so... Are you blunt or pierce? You're pierce. There's no point in me taking slashers for what will essentially end up not happening. So that's why I'm changing things up. Okay, let's go. Let's
해오던 대로
go.
방송을 켜겠다.
Do I have full stop, Heath? I do not. I actually don't have the full stop office. Okay, let's win this
오늘도
again.
즐거운 하루의 시작이네. 그렇지? 잠시만 볼륨 좀 확인해 볼게. 대답 소리가 잘 들리지 않아서.
Din, 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 din. Oh, this is not good. Okay, well, there's some neutrals there, so...
불길 속으로.
Come on, priest! You stink. No wonder you punish yourself for those rolls! Look at it! Why can't you win more like Don Quixote? Look at her sanity. 23. Oh my...
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
아, 저런 건 그냥 쓱싹쓱싹 하면 끝이라고.
오케이.
편하게 해.
자기 일 아니라고 그렇게 말하시면 어떡해요?
She's not even attacking Don Quixote this time. Why are we struggling?
점 찍었네. 감내해야 할 고통.
Yes! Please. Alright, come on. I shall impale. Stagger her, please. Just give my team a small break. No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine, Don. That's fine, Donnie.
적에게 간파되지 않게 주의하도록 하죠.
Greg is just staggered. He just has like a lung hanging out, but don't worry, you don't have to deal enough damage.
고귀하게.
Oh my god, we did it. Alright. So as long as we cleared her, that should be fine. The big person that's a problem is Ricardo.
방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요.
Alright, time to deal as much damage as we humanly can.
불길 속으로.
다류산 초평열 80. 갈라지도록. 기대.
Din, 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 din.
효율적인 대처로 개체를
And
습득했습니다.
Sanguine Pontilism.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린
into
말을 쉽게 하지 않아.
whatever that ability is. I forgot what it's called. Whippy whippy. Okay, so that should transition us into the Ricardo fight.
우리 쪽에
Alright, let's go.
유리한 환경이 되었네. 잘 됐다.
I do, however, want Sinclair to regain a little sanity. Bruh. What was that? What was that? What was that?
뭐가 뜻대로 안 됐나 봐.
기만 전술이 잘 먹혀든 모양이네요. 이제 각계 격파만 남았군요.
가족을 위해 갈라지도록.
Okay, amoral enactment. Come on, Sinclair. Deal as much damage as you humanly can.
아, 완전 과감한 판단이었어요.
The sooner we kill, the better.
이라니까.
As Gregor just takes all the damage and staggers. At least we babysitted him, so he's gonna be stronger now. RNG is giving you the the finger in the middle of the middle finger fight.
제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만
Alright,
합니다.
that's enough from you. Ricardo's brothers. Easy.
완성되었나?
Okay, so if I play this right, we should be able to clear this quickly. Sanguine Pontilism, Amoral or Self-Destructive Purge, into 2 hits here, 2 hits here.
점 찍었네.
Sanguine Pontilism! Oh my god, he died.
완성되었나?
Alright, time for Ricardo.
개체가 유리한
Alright.
조건에 놓여 있는 것 같은데 더 꼼꼼히 관찰해 보도록 하죠.
Oh no, 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 no. Sinclair will win that. Look at that. Wait, no, he probably won't actually. His sanity is not low enough to win that guaranteed. Okay, Radia, can you win this with a ego? What is cast? Yes, she can win with what is cast. Cool. I'm gonna try to get rid of little brother Werner because he was actually very annoying to fight last time.
그쪽도 죄인가?
다류산 초평열 80 갈라지도록.
Ow! Unnecessary damage on my Don Quixote. Oh my god, look at that! Look at those rolls! Look at that damage! Oh, Ricardo! Oh, so sad! So sad! Oh, you think you're so cool! Oh!
모든 걸 걷어들일 수
Ricardo, more like take a ton of damage, oh! Bam. That did 16 damage. Sorry. Sports get me very excited. Ow.
미카, 저것 때 뭔가 복잡한 걸 준비하는 것 같지 않아?
Okay. Now we have to probably use an ego that's a bit stronger to handle no more tests. Yeah, I'm gonna need to ego for this one. Sinclair? Lantern? No. That's gonna stink. Lifetime stew. I'm relying on lifetime stew to win no more tests. Such a bad idea. Pursuance for heal. I might want to save pursuance for the next one. And finally, ground misfall, the unforgivable sin.
점 찍었네.
Paint over!
합격점.
I should be able to stagger him next time. Yeah, dude, you should not be rolling that high. That's unacceptable. Die. Okay, as long as we get rid of Werner, we're pretty much settled. Werner's way stronger than I had originally thought. Wait, did I target the wrong thing with lifetime?
이것이 궁극의
공격 능력 평가?
Oh,
어우, 제대로 꽂혔는데.
앞으로 강력한
it's a good
공격이 다가올
feeling
것 같아.
today. That was a good feeling.
못 피하는 직원은 없을 거라고 생각해.
I love that for me. Oh. Wait, he can win! He can win against complete and total extermination with Dimension Shredder. Let's go. I don't want to be hopeless.
죄인인가? 색색이 황홀하고.
And Dimension Shredder. Oh, he staggered too!
저 로신한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지 몇 번이고!
I love how it's just like, oh, he has purple book. Oh no, Ribble, jump him. Ricardo doesn't care. And then he staggered. Let's go. Kill him. How much more damage do I have to do to him? Summon 2 allies next turn? Do not summon 2 allies next turn.
분석해서 대비해야 탈이 없을 것 같은데.
Okay, let's run. Can't even hit him. Come on, amoral enactment. Yes. Would have done me as dirty as Gohan in the original movie? You mean Broly? I know it's... Wait. Oh my gosh, come on. How much more hell do I have to deal to get him to stop fighting? Please, Ricardo. You can stop this at any time. With your angelic choir singing in the background. Avengers assemble.
대상이 특수한
자,
공격을
오, 다음에.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은 무슨 색을 띠고 있는가?
This hurts unnecessarily. Oh, this is so dead.
땅이 무너지는 소리가 났는데.
출력 감지계가 순간적으로
You have
과부하네요.
to finish the missions in 15 turns for EX. I honestly don't care about EX right now. I will come back and do it later. I do not care if I get it today. I do not care if I get it tomorrow. I can come back and do it at another time. Right now, my goal is to just get through this fight so I can see sweepers.
머지않아 개체로부터 강한 공격이 예상됩니다.
He's gonna completely and totally exterminate my team. Especially because look at this! Sinclair's over here. You know what? Corrode Sinclair. Corrode. Corrode for all I care. Corrode! My team's about to die. Corrode, use whatever you want. Oh my god, he attacked my entire team. He literally just targeted my team and killed my team.
매일 말하는 거지만 모든 죽음은 의미가 없습니다. 손실을 극복할 수 있는 방법을 모색해 주세요.
폭격이라도 있었던 거야?
전방적인 피해입니다. 우선 엄폐를. 와, 방금 건 엄청 고통스러웠겠다. 그 고통과 미움을
Okay, now let's give it our all. All right, maximum effort. All right, time to jump him. Go for it, Sinclair. And he staggered.
모두가 너를 잊어도 반드시 되찾을 거다.
Maximum destruction. Skullbuster! He's... Oh my god, he's literally staggered. Come on, thank you. Wait, we won! What was that? I saw someone put restart in there. What was that about restart? Yeah, okay. Almost got me killed. Wait! A shout cuts across the battlefield just as the sudden appearance of Ricardo is making things incredibly more difficult. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Huh? Didn't this guy split? What's he doing here laughing his butt off? You finally lost the plot, eh? Failed plan after failed plan takes a toll, I suppose. Oh, maybe that was too much. But I mean, how could I not laugh when after all, everything comes together accordingly to plan? You hear this too, don't you? The sound of the city, the sound of the back streets. Do you hear the sound of crushing waves? Waves? When the sound of battle came to a stop with Shi Yihua's sudden shout, we all suddenly began to notice the slow, crawling sound of omen that had been swirling under the commotion. Something melting, regurgitating, or perhaps boiling over. If not, it's seeping, it's siphoning, its trace that was at once living and dead. Crashing and breaking, devoid of any recognizable stops, the lines between where it begins and ends blurred. Yes, like waves. Current time is 03:21 hours. Then it's too late. The night in the back streets. We've never been outside of the bus in this hour, have we? It was past 4 in the morning when we briefly set foot in the outskirts, so no, this would be our second time. Though it must be noted that the time of day was not a matter of concern then, as we all were in the outskirts. They're finally here, gonna get swept away like trash. Oh, how I waited for this moment! What's he on about? You can't possibly be thinking that sweepers will somehow break the taboo to help you. Still missing the point, botched purple dye job. Zilu, let us leave to the promised location. Did he actually scamper all the way here just to gloat at us and then run away? Indeed, Shi Yihua gloated at us with a confidence boast as though he was ready to face us, only to turn tail again with an unmistakable look of relief. Very good. Very, very good. I don't get it. Does he actually believe the sweepers will help him? Faust. Indeed. Sweepers do not invade residential areas. However, what if we're standing in isn't actually a residential area? What are you talking about? Look, this place has got walls, bedding, and I guess the walls felt mushy and melty. It wasn't just Rutia who realized that what was going on. The other sinners who realized what was going on. The other sinners all began to look in confusion as well. The walls of the Kizan had melted away, leaving nothing behind. As though the place we slept that night in was but house and a parting. Our realization, as the wave-like noise from earlier, had already encroached right up to where we were. And unlike the other times, when they'd simply part around the bus, they were cutting straight into the remnants of our lodging. 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 1, 1, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 0, 0, 3, 3, 5, 1, 1, 4, 9, 5, 4, 1, 7, 2, 3. Children of the city? What's going on? Why? Here. This is ridiculous! Sweepers, how dare they break the taboo so brazenly? Looks like we'll be facing waves tonight. Why do you sound excited about this? I mean, we've got to... Let's make some things clear. It's clear that if we do nothing but stand around, then they'll sweep us all away. 4, 1, 5, 1, 9, 9. 7, 7, 2. Take it. We have to make our stand here. Whew. It's time to sweep.
당연한 결과죠. 저는 선택받았습니다.
Night in the... Oh my gosh, is this a long stage? Jeez, this is gonna be a long one, isn't it?
책임은
관리 일인가요?
나를 불렀나?
Hey, Chopin.
이제
Branch.
앞으로는
It's a very fun stage. I believe it.
단단히
Okay.
묶어라.
I'm just gonna have to take the strongest people that I can with me.
의외로군.
출정이
일인가요?
원하신다면 오늘도 부디
Okay, survive, basically. Holy... Whoa! Jesus! Look at this stage! Dude, this is awesome!
저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보여서
편히 쉬시게.
Oh my gosh! You know, we fought like 3 sweepers in Library of Rowena. This is the first time we've been able to fight this freaking horde. This is
이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
freaking awesome. And you see how in the background, Ricardo in the middle are fighting back there?
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이
Dude, their
생각하는
entire
것보다
budget went into
대단한
this
능력을
screen right here.
가지고 제가 늘 말씀드렸던 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
치명적인 한 방이었어.
거의 진압되겠는걸요?
And look, Jiashi tunes with us too.
여기까지 다 울리지 않았어?
기원을 갖추는 그대로 무너져.
500 sweepers rolling, holy she's. Jesus! Coolest stage of the game, rip mobile players. Dude, this is so cool.
이것이 바로 정보의
Little sister Jia. Let's do this.
나아가주게.
꿰뚫려라.
Oh my god. I'm still kind of like rolling around from how awesome this stage is, you guys.
숨통 끊기.
Oh my god! Can you imagine what they're gonna do for Hong Lu's Canto now? Like an entire horde of family people coming after us? It's not gonna happen like that, but still. Like, just look at this!
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 달린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않죠.
The horde comes. So this is what people meant by the hive mind.
무전기 너머로도 느껴져.
네.
개체에게 치명적인 손상을
Intensifies its hold. The multitude, that's it. This is what y'all meant when you said the multitude intensified their hold. This entire scene. You know, in reality, this is all just a bunch of Limbus company players running to get the new Canto 8 update. That's all this is. Dude, the sweepers in Rowena and Lobotomy were just kind of little dinksters, right? They you know, in Lobotomy they just kind of dinky showed up and would cut people up for fun. And then in Library of Rowena, they were just kind of silly and easily got defeated. Now we get to see them at their full force. They're freaking rushing it down. Do you know how quickly we'd be able to solve problems if this is what happens in just And wait, they're healing, right? Sweepers have the freaking healing ability.
진심까지 담길 필요가
아,
없습니다.
완전 과감한 판단이었어요.
중계하듯이 말하지 좀 마시니까.
Dude, it looked like Hong Lu attacked Jiashi.
완전 좋은 판단이었던 건 사실이네요.
Okay, it's just a scene change.
아까의 공격으로 인해서 대상에게 많은 피해를 입힌
All right, we gotta ego a little.
적들이 충분히 나약해졌다는 거지. 끝을 내도 될 것 같아.
Because they have unbreakables. Oh my gosh, the sweepers!
이 스며들 듯한 비. 우산이 새지나 않나 모르겠어.
You know, I didn't know what to expect after Canto 7, but I guess I didn't expect this of all things.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네.
This is just so cool.
공격 능력 평가? 양호.
제대로 꽂혔네.
Heal Rodia! I should have taken Hexnail. Hexnail heals herself too. Uh-oh. I shall impale! Dude, okay, if it gets more hype at the final part of the story section, I guarantee Hong Lu's gonna go Super Saiyan or something. His hair is gonna go Super Saiyan. He's doing it. The hairband's gonna fly off, and he's gonna be like, ah! It's time. Dragon Ball Z crossover. Blood fiends actually thrive on this stage. So many units and literally everything has bleed, both friends and foes. Dude, the blood fiends are just going insane. They're just like, hey, a feast. Alright, well, they're actually getting stronger now. Hazel pack! Uh-oh, little sister's gonna get kicked. Oh my god, oh my god, dude, chill! Holy! Was that supposed to happen? Was that scripted? Or did she just get unlucky? No, you could do this. Woo, almost 1 year. Now Hayami gets shoved in this bag. Thank you for being a Wakiaki on the Rise part of the Waki Squad for nearly 10 months now, Slime. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Little Snow RNG. Oh, okay, so little sister Ja got really unlucky and just got freaking knives dug into her. She was like penetrated multiple times there. It's awful for her. Poor Honglu, he had to watch that in like 4K. I shall not be gone. Trash disposal and reuna? Yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, I know. Sweepers. Oh my gosh, they're not letting up. Alright, red eyes open. Death! No? Okay. Uh-oh, Al just got staggered. Man, we're still going. I guess this is one of those long stages. Come on. Oh. Hazo Altis or Hazoshu might die here. No, she's good. Keep fighting! Uh-oh. Someone just moaned, they died. Oh my god, what is that trash disposal? So strong! Okay, let's get some more sanity in here. Oh, come on, Ishmael. Oh my god. You are not defeating Aha with that one. Dude, can we get some help, middle brothers? Wave 2 completed. Wave 3 incoming. The battle was long and grueling. Even Ricardo and his henchmen appeared visibly exhausted after the second wave. Big bro, we messed up. We never should have put you through this trouble in the first place. Don't worry about it, kid. You've taken a brother who came all the way from the south and guided him safely through the labyrinth that is H-Corp. I'd say you've done more than enough. No one could have expected that we'd be fighting sweepers of all things. Ugh. If we're able to withstand the sweepers, enemies that could give even the middle of trouble, practice makes perfect. Perfection makes an expert, huh? I guess Honglu wasn't too off the mark. And we would have been long swept away by the horde if we were still new at this. Ishmael, who was taking this brief downtime to check the sharpness of a harpoon, was right. We've been through something like this before. Fighting against an endless horde of enemies, long battles of attrition, wasn't new. And that very experience was definitely an edge we had against these enemies. Of course. Can we even handle the third wave at this rate? There is no chance but to withstand it. Nothing was certain yet. We still have the third wave to survive. I'll carry out your sentence as soon as we survive. Even when we're basically in the same boat, this guy just can't help but have it out for us, huh? Why would I ever go? The third wave begins and the buildings suddenly begin to shift violently. Hold on, what's going on? The buildings are shifting. What's happening? I remember asking all of you guys to read the dang pamphlets. Building inside H Corp shift every once in a while. I didn't know it would be like this, but still. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that building we're in is shifting by much, manager. As soon as out is finished, an errant building suddenly jetted violently from the ground, rising in diagonal burst, and struck Ricardo right in the chest, sending him blasting off into the skyline. Mark my words, this is going in the books! Ricardo wasn't the only one that got practically punched by a building. Big bro! The henchmen in the middle, who had formed a defensive square to withstand the waves, were blasting off in all directions. Maybe they were falling? I wasn't sure anymore. What is happening? Movement of the buildings has significantly reduced the enemy population in this area, Dante. This is an opportunity. Now that those irritating heckers are off our backs, I think this is definitely doable now. I can feel spirit rising among the sinners. Come on, let's do this. We've done this kind of fight 1,000 times. Dude, I see. The middle is now Team Rocket. How they've been reduced from their original very high-end, capable position. Now they're just Team Rocket.
역대 최고의 관리자를 기대하고 있죠.
Alright, let's do this. Ascendant, Sencho, Hard Blood Arts.
산초류 경을 온 라샹.
진짜 즐거운 시간이었는데.
엎드리도.
Magical Girl, Honglu.
자, 변신 완료. 만선이에요.
이런 것도 되죠.
Oh my gosh.
개체의 유효한 특성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이
Thought the stages
우수하다는
before were the
것이
hardest part.
다행이군요.
Look, it doesn't matter which one's harder to me, as long as I can clear it.
그대 또한 잠든 그대를 기릴 테니
Goodbye, for now. A Yi-song inside of you.
잠든 그대를
Because Jia Shi-chun died way too early for me. Staggered.
아군 사상자가 누적되는 건 좋지 않은 징조네요.
다시 살아난다고 너무 해이해지지 말라니까.
Okay. Holiday Heathcliff ego. Oh my god. I just had to use Holocliff. Alright. We got this, guys. We're almost at the end. Final stretch. And Yi-song died.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념 담겨 있지.
벗어날 수 있었을지.
아류 산초 경혈 80. 갈라지도 쏟아내.
직원 하나가 더 이상 움직이지
Well,
않아.
승리로 이끌.
this is not good.
다들 왜 그런 표정이야? 마음이
Mersal
벌써
just came in
약해진 거야?
with essentially no sanity. Okay, I regret. Legitimately. But it's okay. Oh my god, he didn't even hit anyone with that. He didn't even have to clash anyone with regret.
턱없이 모자르지.
Or pursuance!
너만큼은 나를 용서하지 말라.
Did he just
전열을 지켜라.
hit my team?
영상을 입은 직원이 있군.
너희가 공격할 기회는
늘 말하는 것이
경혈 80.
모든 죽음은 의미가 없다. 손실을
Come on.
줄이는 방법을 모색해 주세요.
기록에 따라
We're almost there. We are almost there. Ooh, Ishmael's so dead.
직원 중 하나가 큰 피해를 입었습니다. 그러나 아시다시피
Unless we got lucky and she survived somehow. Come on, blood fiends.
눈길을 주지 않아도 된답니다.
No, Ishmael died.
사상자가 누적되는 건 좋지
Wait, we did it. We survived.
한다고 너무 해이해지지 말라니까.
Hello, second Neo. I shall impale. Oh, Jesus, that was stressful. We survived. Survived. I love how the ending part for that wasn't lived, wasn't ended. It was survived. Was that the last of them? Current time is 0424 hours, about 10 minutes until the night in the backstreets ends, but we can relax now, given that we survived the third wave. The buildings are no longer shifting. Stability has been restored. Oh, we did it, Executive Manager. Bloody heck, finally. The sinners all collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. There was a Kezhan here, but it's gone now. Despite the fact that we haven't moved at all from our initial positions, there wasn't even a trace of it having been here. We realized that we'd been relocated on the top of the roof, as though we all just awakened from the dream of sleeping in a building that never even existed. That was one heck of a battle, man. Thought we were done for. This is killing me. I don't know if we could have survived that Herb since Loon wasn't here to draw some of them away. I guess we got something to thank him for. So that's all they've got in a head-on battle. Art thou acquainted with these foes, young Ryoshu? Of course I've heard of them. Their scent of blood twas faint, but cannot be. No. It would be best to not linger over on this thought. Why not dig deeper? Letting ephemeral inspiration slip through your fingers at the depth of creativity. Indigo Noon, really? I said I won't linger on it. Don't rush me. Whatever. How uninspiring. Guys, now's not the time to bicker. Ryoshu and Don Quixote's words were indeed unnerving, but we'd have plenty of time to discuss that once we return to the bus. If we can return in one piece. I'll be frank, that was impressive. Oh. I thought you would have been long swept away by now. Shi Yihua must have been waiting somewhere nearby to watch us die, because it did not take him long to reappear before us. Dude was just hiding somewhere like, okay, did they die? Dang it, I gotta make a cool entrance. Perhaps they'd agreed upon a new deal while we were fending off the waves of sweepers. The Mao branch, Silu, were both approaching us in an intimidating gait that contrasted with their earlier passivity. Dang it. Executive Manager, we've had too many high-risk, high-fatigue battles in succession. I hate to offer such disloyal advice, but it may be wise to avoid this battle at all costs. That doesn't seem like an option to me. I look around. Most of the sinners were either dead, trampled, and chopped to small, unrecognizable pieces. They were barely holding on at best. I can bring them back, I always do. But when they've completely surrounded us, I don't know if I can bring them back in time to protect me. They might just cut down the sinners as soon as they get back up. Well, this is quite within my predictions. I can simply finish off anyone that hasn't been swept away. Now a stage is set for my ascension. For the next 10 minutes, no sweepers, let alone anyone is coming here. You know why? Because who in their right mind would leave their homes when the night of backstreets is still going? And looks like that annoying idiot from the middle has been taken care of, too, somehow. You. How much of this was your plan? How much, you ask? The whole thing, of course. All the way back to that construction site that blocked your path. The one who deceived that unscrupulous fool of your company. It was me. The one who put that pitiful Qingtao, who doesn't even have a family name, with you. It was me. The one who contracted the Triax office to challenge you for a duel. It was me. The one who stole your school lunch in middle school. It was me. And guess who it was that relayed your real-time location to all kinds of forces in the district? Yes, it was me. And this trashy lodging without a residential permit? Haha, all devised by none other than yours truly, using Q-Corp's technology. I see. Oh, it was good. It was good, wasn't it? What a perfect strategy. What did you think? Aren't I great? Aren't I so utterly clever? This is exactly why I deserve to be next family hire. A folly to speak those words. An unfamiliar voice echoed from the dark. It was neither animosity nor hospitality, only utter serenity and nothing else. The speaker— I'm getting chills right now. My arms are goosebumped. The speaker approached us, walking under the narrow ray of moonlight that shone underneath the shifted buildings. In his hands, a decapitated head illuminated by the pale light. Blood dribbled from the severed neck, and the wide-open eyes remained frozen in its final moments, filled with utter terror. He walks towards us in step, with drip and drip of blood. It can't be. Ja, too. I knew it. Ihua was working with someone. It was him. Why do you have Qingtao's head? I have brought back the wayward pet to his master. And maybe once again... Dude, Jesus Christ! Look at this guy! Oh my god, he looks like a freaking general! Jesus! And he's got freaking Oda Nobunaga and Princess No over here. There is a serpent, my lord. Leave it. We needn't shoo it away. We will loan the Heisho pack so that you may simply get in the ray. No more. I see. There was a sudden change of heart once you held the leash in your hands. But to return to the Shi family's side would be to your benefit. Oh, you knew everything all along. What, I must ask, is everything to you? Vision is too limited for my lord's wisdom to comprehend. The wise fails to peer through the narrow-sighted eyes of the fool. But if by everything you prefer to know, you feigned abandonment from the Shi family to secure my lord's trust, indeed, could be said that we do know everything. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. I will share with you the ghost-guarded secrets of the Shi family and, right, the 10 blades of these. Yes, But Ihua could speak no more. For a serpentine blade struck from the umbra and separated his head from torso with ease. Little Ihua, have I not warned you time and time again to guard your tongue against the creeping desperation? I believe that we have gathered the intelligence we had hoped to collect, my lord. You needn't pursue the serpent, Zilu. His voice boomed as he commanded those who appeared to be his officers. A tall-built man took a ponderous step from the shadows and stood before us. With an enigmatic expression, he wordlessly looked at Yihua's decapitated head, now lying on the ground. Then at us. It was as though he was gazing upon the clouds, or blades of grass. I shall take them with me. He picked up Yihua's decapitated head before gesturing at the officer with a nod. Here it is, my lord. Wrap their heads with stasis wraps and decomposition won't set in anytime soon. And with those bandages, he begins to wrap them in a practice motion. He does not pay us any heed, as though we weren't worth the attention. Return to me once you've finished here. Yes, my lord. Hold on. Can't just show up out of nowhere. He did not reply, his eyes gazing yet reflecting nothing but hollow emptiness. And just as he had emerged from the darkness, he vanished carrying 2 decapitated heads. Holy crap! That's who we're fighting in Canto 8? That man is who we're fighting in Canto 8? Excuse me? There's no way we're living. Alright, guys. Let's finish this up, okay? Things weren't looking any better. I could instinctively tell they were different from anyone or anything we'd faced in Hongyeon so far. I don't suppose our Lord left them alive only for us to slay them. Then perhaps it would be apt that I introduce myself, as is common courtesy to do so. Call me Xingang. I am but a humble student of my Lord, Master Chi's teachings. My Lord, Master Chi. Somehow I was reminded of how Qingtao refused to finish. For when one comes betwixt the burnt doors, shall a star fall astray? As for the song, it's a song that becomes rather popular in the backstreets in the recent months. This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Name's Dante. I'm their manager. I decided to speak up, struggling through the pressure. I instinctively knew that we had to find out as much as we could about the man from earlier. They introduced themselves as Dante. I see. Your candidness is appreciated. Zilu, withdraw them out. It seems we do not need to contend with them at the moment. Very well. It seemed that they had the very same thought about us. Now, is there sufficient proof of your intent to engage in a brief discourse? To discuss some matters with you to mark a courtly ending to this encounter should be of benefit to us in the future, for the prospects of the future. So ask away, as they say. So, that's where Joshi Chun stepped forward, after having retreated from the domineering presence. So, that's what the suspicious songs in the backstreets was about. It was about you guys, wasn't it? So, are those lyrics true? Ah, so that's what you wish to know. Chi Chun of the Cha family, it is said that you possess talent in rhetoric, yet walk a path beclouded by concern and anxiety. Truly, your insignificance precludes your part in greatness. Wait, don't speak for me. I would have been the first to say anything if I thought she was wrong. Yes, my lady. Shi Yihua, you're the one who sent him after us, right? Close, but not exact. He was an agent of the Shi family, sent to spy on my lord's doings. We had bestowed him control of the Heisho pack, for we had found his conduct shallow, and saw means of him learning more of the Shi family's machinations. Yet, it seems once granted power, the boy mistook himself for a man with wherewithal to represent the Shi family. So you used him, just as he sought to use us. Though he was quite shallow in his strategy compared to our own. So what now? I don't think you're looking to kill us, right? No, nothing. Do whatever it is that you sought to accomplish here. You're letting two of your master's rivals go? Just like that? What a strange thing to say. Look around as I might. I fail to see any rivals here. Then, why did you order Yihua to attack us? You said it yourself, we're not even your rivals. Manager inquires why you commanded Yihua to carry around the assault against Limbus Company. They fear, yet they seek to gain understanding through this fear. Yet they remain wanting in certain perspicacity. My lord has always said that if one learns from a plight, then no discourse with them shall bear fruit. Instead of giving me a strength answer, Zigong left me with only a puzzling combo before she brushed past us. I have given you courtesy enough. This is a good time for us to depart. Now, do stay nicely within your borders as you have remained there thus far. I would greatly despise an odd splash of ink marring the giant painting. With that, Zigong walked into the shadows cast beneath the forested buildings. Zilu and Countess Heisho also disappeared with them. Finally. I looked around just in time to see Aoda's collapse while the rest of the sinners lay dead or barely clinging to life. And there was Joshi Chun, who had collapsed to the floor as well, and Wei, who was tending to her wounds. And me, who somehow survived all that without getting decapitated. And the night that put us through multiple brushes with death came to an end. The day breaks. Yeah, and that's pretty much how everything happened. That big brother Chi, I see. Once the day broke, we decided to take a quick walk outside to recover a little bit from the exhaustion of the night. It was also to decide over our course of action from here on, and we had to decide if we wanted to travel with Jashi-chun, with whom shared our destination. Hello? Did you forget how to make a concerned face or something? How are you maintaining that irritating poker face throughout the whole conversation? Of course not. Classic Ja family secrecy, always hiding something. If you are, you'd better spit it out. I don't have time to casually stroll about with my to-be enemy. Shi-chun, as I have always said, the seat of family hierarchy is of no... Fine, even if you're lying, I do not. I do know that you haven't prepared anything for your assignment anyway. Changing the subject. Ja, Shi-chun, who was chatting with Honglu, methodically slowed down to walk right next to me, as though she was executing steps of the plan. You lead my brother's faction, don't you? About what I wanted to talk to you about earlier. I guess I do, for now, I guess? Earlier? Oh, right! Is this about our conversation back at the Kezen? Brother, translations, please. Of course. Dante is unquestionably our manager. Great, let me make a proposal then. Become my faction for the duration of the family hierarchy evaluations. Help me out. What? Can we even do that? Can we do that? Why not? You guys managed to stall even the sweepers. That means you command a formidable force. Besides, you're headed to the family mansion anyway, aren't you? You just don't know what to do once you get there. As for competition, well, my brother doesn't care about the whole thing anyways. So why don't you join me? Help me become the family hierarch. It's not like our other older siblings always pay our debts. Whether that's for a favor or for a grudge. If you can't trust me, I'm happy to make a Can we do that, Faust? Faust deems Jashi-chun's plan, her explanation of it, at least, rather flawless. Having such an ally at the apex of the wing will be a great boon to the Limbus company as well. I guess so. Then I don't see any reason to refuse her offer. Honglu, who had been listening to our conversation, boiled the discussion down to a clear explanation and relayed it to Jashi-chun. Perfect. It is said that formation of such alliances should come with a grand banquet to mark the occasion, and to cement the upcoming coalition. The banquet's on me. Once we get further to the central zone, let's just find nice Kazan to discuss our future ventures together. You're Dante, right? Let's make things work. Let's. I was still bewildered by the turn of events, but Jashi-chun reached out for a handshake with such earnestness that I found myself almost drawn to shake her hand in return. Now that I think about it, this is the first time we made ourselves an ally that it wasn't specifically selected by the company, huh? Well, if that's the case, I really hope we can have at least one ally who doesn't meet a terrible end. After the banquet, we walked out of the Kazan to find Mephistopheles waiting for us in the middle of the road. Well, man, I never even thought about it, but now that it's standing like this in the middle street, it really does stand out, huh? Is this your usual ride? Glad to see you're all safe. Saudi and Pilot walked from the inside of the bus. So did you guys take care of the business? I have some more pressing things to talk to you about. Listen well, do you have any idea how much trouble your little subordinate's collection? Yes, Miss Faust already gave me a report. Pilot? Oh boy, yes ma'am. By the way, he's awkwardly stepping forward. He has already gotten a heck of a talking to from Saudi. Real my sorry about that, y'all. I only ever been part of the eradication missions, never an espionage business, so... Island, what did we say about making excuses into an apology? Forget what I said. Mighty sorry, y'all, for real. The Qingtao guy approached me and sweet-talked me into going along with the plan of his, so I got too cocky, assuming that I knew better than my seniors. I'm sorry too. I forgot that he's still a new guy in the business. Of course he'd be prone to making these mistakes. Looks like we'll both be writing letters to explain our failure together, huh? You're both getting disciplined for this? The disciplinary action is unlikely to be of anything of significance. The LCB team came out unscathed. All things considered, however, it is likely that they may work for half a year without pay. I consider it a win if all we're getting is docked pay. Next time, I do, I promise. Next time, I'm gonna do a good job. I'm gonna become someone who can actually provide good assistance to y'all. Of course, Pilot, you really should. In fact, you'll have no choice but to become a contributing member when I'm done with you. Let's really get to it, huh? No one's dying or getting fired under my watch as long as I'm their manager. I'll make sure of that. Yeah. Oh, right, I almost forgot to tell you, Saudi, it's really important business stuff. Going forward, we're gonna... Oh yeah, I almost forgot to bring that up sooner or later. We got orders down from LCA. Saudi produced a small device speaker in her pockets and began reading from it. Upon arrival at the central zone of H Corp, LCB will participate in family hierarchy evaluation with the candidate. We were going to do anyway, but now the bus team faction is going to be mine. The LCB will present the following sinner as their chosen candidate. Sinner number 6, Honglu. What? What? You can't do that! What the heck? You, all of you, I'm gonna make you throw up everything you just ate. You buttholes! Poor little Sister Ja. And that's it. I would always support my tsundere sinner's sister. Oh my god. Well, cliffhanger and setup for Canto 8. Dude, the freaking guy who's literally just an absolute unit tank of a man, he is going to be horrifying. I believe we will fight him, Jashi Chun, and potentially Honglu's brother that we met in Canto 1. He might return. I don't know. I genuinely think Honglu's gonna have a minor mind break moment and like go super powered. I believe that the final part of the Canto is, you know, Honglu's gonna be crying his eyes out because he's gotta kill his brother, and then, you know, we'll have the Millie music going in the background. He takes out his spear and then like he flings off his Limbus company coat, readies it, and stabs him through. And it'll be like red with Honglu and General Ja in black, and then bam, when he gets stabbed, blood just sprays out of him. That's what I think is going to happen at the end. I do not have an idea what Dream of the Red Chamber is. I have never read that book before. So no. I don't know what's gonna happen. This will be our Limbus company. Yeah, they'll just be like, this is Limbus company. And that's the end. It's close to me in character. I genuinely worry how this will play out. All I know is Honglu is gonna become very is going to become traumatized in some capacity. He's not getting away from it. Every sinner has gotten it so far. He is not going to. Oh my gosh, I just realized something. I can claim all these boxes, so I have more things to dispense. Yay. Buddhist philosophy and philosophical. Ah, so instead what's actually going to happen is he's going to be like, General Ja brother, you are not as cool as you think. And then General Ja brother's coat is just going to fly off of him. And the Millie music will be playing in the background as it flows off of him and he slowly disappears into the background. That was awful. Why in the world did you guys let me make predictions? That was genuinely horrible. I believe that's what's gonna happen. Everything just flows off and then it's like, fly, broken. That's like my go-to Millie song whenever I want to be dramatic. But yeah, pretty good Intervallo, y'all. I did not quite expect the intensity that I got from that one. So, kind of crazy. Right now I'm just dispensing a little bit. And then Helena died. Okay, alright, very funny. Gao, frisk away your chance to eat food. He's based on Confucius. Who? General Ja brother? Brother Ja? I didn't expect Ricardo, but when I saw that he was an announcer, I had my sneaking suspicion. I will admit. Okay, I need to get my girl Faust. My girl Faust Thorcalgia. I'm working on dispensing. Where are you, Faust? Can't even recognize her ego shard. I'm terrible at supporting women. So he's based on Confucius. Interesting. A major part of why I interact with Project Moon is to make unhinged predictions. Oh, good lord. And then Fell Bullet song. Freaking digitizer song. Yi song, the weakest sinner. Weaker than even Sinclair, dude. Oh my god. Why is it called Project Moon if they're not on the moon? That is like... what kind of statement is that? And just like that, I have dispensed almost everything in Season 5. Alright, y'all. Let's get this stream wrapped up. Ricardo announcer just mentioned some pretty cool stuff. I'm pretty sure you'll see it for yourself eventually whenever I do my polls for Arknights. But alright guys, let's get this stream wrapped up. Okay, so I am so ready for Canto 8. I'm so down for whatever's happening and whatever's coming. I know y'all are. And you guys know, the moment Canto 8 trailer and PV drops, I will react to that. And we will do Canto 8 almost ASAP. All right, y'all. So I want to thank you guys for being here, as you guys are the best part of every single stream, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are the best, and that's gonna be it for stream. I should have a new schedule up tomorrow, so take care, everyone, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye for now.